It's been an April of excellence for many of the Blue Jays as they continue their series with the Boston Red Sox. Tonight, Kevin Gausman, who struck out lots and hasn't walked a soul, gets the start this evening. To help us set the scene, let's take you to the broadcast booth. Dan Shulman is with Pat Tabler.
Jamie, only 17 games into the season. There have already been many memorable ones for the Toronto Blue Jays, and I think with a couple of big moments in last night's game, Tabby, that one qualifies as well.
Yeah, and I think it started with the George Springer play in the outfield. He's got great baseball instincts, does Springer. Watch him anticipating a ball inside, what he does pre-pitch. As he takes a couple of steps, I have a feeling he's going to hit it into the gap, and then he just took off. Made a sensational catch to end the fifth inning, and I think that really propelled the Blue Jays. He was fired up. Everybody around him was fired up. Everybody started dancing after that great play. And then Bo Bichette, of course, in the eighth inning, he's been hitting the ball the other way. He's been trying to find his stroke. Well, maybe this will unlock that stroke as he grand slammed to right field. Really the difference in the ball game. That is such a great sign for Bichette. Everybody excited once again, and maybe that hit will unlock that swing, and he'll start swinging like he did last year. I mean, two really exciting times last night in the game.
Absolutely. A 6-2 win to open up the four-game series, and Kevin Gausman on the mound. Jamie, as the Blue Jays try to make it two in a row over the Red Sox here tonight.
And they'll get ready to see Boston as Kevin Chapman, the vacuum at third base, homered last night, hopes to tonight against Canadian Nick Pivetta. It's coming your way next on Sportsnet 1.
Want to get on board early.
Oh, wow.
Our staff is steady. With an ace up our sleeves, our MVP hit 48. This year, 50? More handshakes, more smiles, more flair, and more style. More sellies and swipes. More noise, more hype. It's gonna be fun.
Shulman, Pat Tabler, Arash Madani with you tonight. The Blue Jays fresh off a 6-2 win last night, facing a Red Sox team that has lost 5 out of 6, and facing a guy who was pretty close to dominant his last time out. Kevin Gausman had it rolling, pitched into the ninth inning, became the first pitcher at that time to throw a pitch in the ninth inning this season for anybody. We'll see how it goes for Gausman. Second time in less than a week against the Boston Red Sox. A look at the visitors lineup brought to you by Bet365. Trevor Story didn't play last night, back in there and leading off tonight. And his double play partner up the middle, Xander Bogaerts, has seen a lot of Gausman going back to Gausman's days with the Orioles and has had some pretty good success against him. Kike Hernandez dropped down to the 5 spot, and Christian Vasquez, who was not in the lineup last night, is in there behind the plate for the Red Sox tonight.
Yeah, a team that's really been struggling to score runs, and Kevin Gausman really handcuffed him last time. Gausman's got his 4th start of the season. This after 14 wins last year, a sub-3 earned run average. He's off to the same numbers this year. Look at 22 strikeouts, no walks this season. Another sub-3 ERA. Last time out against Boston, pitched into the 9th inning. In fact, he and Walker Buehler are the only starting pitchers to throw a pitch in the 9th inning so far this season. Last time out, he had 19 swings and misses against these Red Sox. He had a slider working, he had the fastball working at the top of the strike zone, and an outstanding splitter that afternoon. Defensively for the Blue Jays, brought to you by Bet365. Tapia, Zimmer, Springer in the outfield. Chapman, Bichette, Espinal, Cateau on the infield. Zach Collins will get the start again at catcher. And over at first base, you notice no Vladimir Guerrero Jr. He is DHing tonight, so Gosuke Cateau. He did play 56 games at first base in the minor league, so there is some familiarity with the position over there. This is his first big league start over at first base.
And with Cateau at first and Guerrero DHing, you know what that means. Hijinks in the dugout tonight. Glad he will be up to something. Ready to go here at Rogers Center with Gausman on the mound, Story in the box. David Arackley, the home plate umpire. The Blue Jays 11-6 on the season. The Red Sox 7-10. And underway with the first pitch strike. Blue Jays taking 2 out of 3 at Fenway last week, winning the opener of the 4-game series here last night. Gausman's 4th start of the regular season after Jose Barrios went 7 innings in last night's game. Boy, another good fastball. 96 up in the zone, swing and a miss.
Pretty impressive stuff. He worked with Zach Collins in that start back in Boston, and I thought the two of them really worked well together. They worked very quickly. They're using the PitchCom system tonight, and you can see how quickly the sign goes out to Gausman, and Kevin's ready once again.
There's the slider, and as you mentioned, as we talked about off air before the game, the fastball is great. The splitter is lethal. That slider's a pretty effective third pitch for him.
Yeah, and you put that in the minds of the Boston Red Sox like he did last time. He threw it 18% of the time last time out, almost 3 times as much as he did.
Threw it again right there, 2-2. He was so efficient in the last start, just pounded the strike zone. 88 pitches, 70 of them for strikes, and had a lot of really quick innings. There's the splitter, and you could see how Story did a really good job just to dig down and get it and foul it off.
I think what both Zach Collins and Kevin Gausman are going to have to do, they're going to have to watch the Boston Red Sox, how they attack him. Last time he had them back and forth. They were out in front of the splitter. He was very unpredictable. What they're going to have to watch is if they're sitting on that splitter, if they're waiting back just a little bit longer, and then the fastball is going to be effective.
And a fastball there, strike 3 call, just as you said, Mr. Tabler.
That is great pitching right there from Gausman, and recognizing. Last time out, StatCast powered by Google Cloud tells us the arsenal of what Kevin Gausman featured. He threw the 4-seamer 46% of the time, the splitter almost 32%. There's the slider, 18%, which is nearly 3 times more than what he did last year. So he really introduced it early on and really had the Boston Red Sox players talking to themselves.
Alex Verdugo, the batter, and maybe nobody was talking to themselves more than Verdugo last time out. He had 3 at-bats against Gausman, struck out in 1, and grounded into a double play in each of the other 2. Splitter in the dirt, 2-0. Trevor Story back in the dugout after striking out in his first at bat. Kike Hernandez down in the 5 spot. You got JD Martinez sitting in the cleanup spot. A lot of big names, but a team below average and in some cases near the bottom in many offensive categories. As Verdugo drives one to deep center field, but Zimmer is there on the warning track to make the catch. 2 down.
They had a lot of hard hit balls early on in the game last night and didn't have a whole lot to show for it. Kevin Gausman threw that fastball 2-0, and Verdugo was all over it. Luckily, he hit it to the biggest part of the ballpark.
And fans may be noticing, hey, wasn't Zimmer in right and Springer in center yesterday? And yes, that was the case. Charlie Montoyo said it's about probably with Springer keeping guys fresh. There's more running in center field, so they might flip-flop them back and forth just to take a little bit of the load off for George Springer over the course of the season. Yeah, and Zimmer's an elite center fielder.
What do you call it? Workload?
Workload.
Just to give him a little bit of a blow. When you play center field, there's a lot of running involved. Springer's been on base a lot. He was running a lot yesterday, so give him a little bit of a blowout in right field.
2 down for Xander Bogaerts. And another fastball down the middle, and you're right. You can see these Red Sox hitters are guessing a little bit, and he's sneaking some fastballs.
Yeah, they're very smart. You got to read the at-bats. You got to read the body language of the Red Sox hitters, and it's like they were almost sitting on that breaking ball early on.
Another fastball, but he missed in. And Victoria, BC's Nick Pivetta ready to pitch for the third time at Rogers Center. The Blue Jays saw him at Fenway last week. So he's back on home soil for a start against the Blue Jays tonight. Two and two.
That was the pitch that was really working for him in that last start against the Red Sox. He was able to throw that slider when he's behind in the count. He could throw it early in the count. He could finish batters off with it. Right now, he hasn't really found it just yet.
Works at a good pace, too. Here's the 2-2 to Bogaerts. Did he go? Yes, he did. He went around 3 up, 3 down with a couple of strikeouts for Gausman in the first. Winner is the Blue Jays, won 6-2. He is back in there in his customary number 2 spot in the lineup tonight. And he's got some awfully good numbers against Nick Pivetta and some awfully good numbers against the Red Sox the last couple of years. Zach Collins hitting cleanup. No Lourdes Gurriel Jr. tonight. A very slight hamstring issue. Remember, he came out for a pinch runner late in last night's game. Could be available to pinch hit tonight.
They will face Nick Pivetta. The Canadian is off to a rough start this season. 4th start, 11 2/3 innings. He's had 9 walks, 10 strikeouts. Last time he was on this mound, though, he was really good.
And he starts George Springer off with a strike. Springer has seen Pivetta before, and he's got some good numbers against him. 5 for 9 with a couple of doubles. Pivetta, fastball, slider, curveball, very occasional split change, but mostly the other 3. Former Philly, acquired in a deal a couple of years ago, as he misses low ball 2.
What I meant about his last time on this mound, he was sensational. 6 shutout innings, no decision though. Only gave up 1 hit. Sox are 18 and 17 in his 35 starts, and they've had trouble scoring runs for him.
It's a fastball by Springer, 2-2. Pivetta now 29 years of age. Broke into the big leagues with the Phillies back in 2017. And you can see the stuff. That was the curveball. So we've seen a couple of fastballs, a couple of sliders, and a curve. He's got good stuff.
Yes, he does. And when he's throwing it over, he can be very good. That's why I wanted to highlight that he's walked 9 batters in 11 2/3 innings so far this season. That's been his problem. When he's throwing it over for strikes, getting them over, he can punch you out.
Springer has to protect and fouls it off. Well, he had a lot of fun last year, even though he only played in 78 games because of injuries, but he's having even more this year. He is a loud presence in the clubhouse, around the cage during BP, in the dugout during games. And you can see how much some of the younger guys on the team gravitate towards him. And he's having himself a pretty good at bat right now.
Yeah, he was very excited about that catch yesterday. He said he wasn't really sure if he was going to get to it. He said, I started running. I thought it was going to be a double, but I just kept running. And the closer I got to that ball, he said, you know what? I got a chance to make this. Laid out, and boy, was he ever excited when he made that catch.
Yeah, as good a catch as you will see an outfielder make. Inside, and the count is full. Pivetta's already had to throw 8 pitches facing his first batter of the night. Bichette on deck, and Guerrero after him. "3-2" is popped up on the infield. Arroyo, the third baseman, will come in and make the catch for the first out. So let's revisit the home run from last night. You've seen it a few times by now, probably, as Bichette took it out to the opposite field. There's the swing. How about some of the reactions, Tabby?
I love the bench, what they did. Look at the runners on base when it clears the wall. How excited they are. Gurriel, the fans getting into it. All the Blue Jays needed was a fly ball, and they got the best fly ball with the bases loaded over the fence.
And now he's up there hacking on the first pitch. but it stays in the yard. Kike Hernandez on the warning track, 2 down.
Boy, that is a good sign. First of all, the home run that we saw yesterday, and then him staying on that ball. He's got that natural, he stays inside it so well. He can stay inside that ball. The hands come in between his body and the ball. That takes the bat right through there. It's a little bit high, and he just missed it. But that's a good sign that he struck that ball clearly.
So 2 down for Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Again, DHing tonight for the Blue Jays. Vladdy's up there hacking at a high fastball too.
Nick Pivetta should be high fastball, hard curveball down in the strike zone. I think his windup, his delivery, his stuff all says if you're going to throw the fastball, throw it up high like he has the last 2 pitches.
Another high fastball popped up by Guerrero. Dahlbeck will make the catch in foul territory, and the Blue Jays go in order in the bottom of the first. Kevin Gausman's strike percentage, now that could include swinging strike, foul off, ball in play, called strike. Strike percentage is very high, and his chase rate is the highest in baseball. Chase rate, for those who don't know, when he throws a pitch out of the zone and the opposing hitter swings at it. So he's got the ability to be in the zone, Tabby, and he's got the ability to make you chase when he's out of the zone. That's a good combo.
That's a very good combination, and we saw it last time against the Boston Red Sox. There were a lot of really funky swings against him the last time out.
Maybe another good way to say it is he's got the ability to make you swing, and he's got the ability to make you miss, but not a miss here for JD Martinez. All over that one as he laces it into the left field corner for a double.
That looked like a slow breaking ball. Just get it over, and it was up. And good hitters are going to hit mistakes, and that was a mistake. Didn't see that many times last time out. That's one right there.
So runner at second, nobody out here in the second for Kike Hernandez, hitting just 185 on the season. There's a better slider, a much different looking shape to that pitch than the one he threw Martinez.
Yeah, a late breaker, down and away. Kike Hernandez is going up there swinging. Had a base hit in last night's ball game.
Fastball, and he's late on it. It's 0-2. Verdugo, Bogarts contemplating what they saw from Gausman, and Dave Bush, the pitching coach, alongside Nick Pivetta, talking about his first inning. Red Sox in a bit of a funk right now. In and out of the mid of Collins. Former Dodger, part of their World Series championship team in 2020, and has gone from being as good as a super utility guy as there was in the game to being the everyday center fielder for the Red Sox. He played all over the place as a Dodger.
Came up with a lot of big base hits for the Dodgers also.
Look at that splitter.
You mentioned that the Red Sox have been struggling offensively lately. They snapped a string of 15 consecutive scoreless innings last night. There's the grip of the splitter. He pushes it off that middle finger and it goes straight down. That was all set up, I think, Dan, from that high fastball the previous pitch.
Well, Kike Hernandez knows he just saw a nasty pitch. Here's Jackie Bradley Jr. And a swing and a miss, 0-1. That might have been the change. He throws the odd change up as well. It doesn't dive quite as much. He throws it more in the strike zone than the splitter, which is usually out of the strike zone. And he'll toss a change up in every now and again, especially to a left-handed batter. That looked like the splitter there.
The straight change. He doesn't throw it very often. 3%, something like that. Another pitch that maybe can get into the minds of those hitters. Fastball, slider, split. That's all you need.
25 strikeouts without a walk issued by Gausman so far this season. He's got a good fastball tonight too.
Yeah, and I like where he's throwing it. Up in the strike zone. Get it up. He got hurt his first start of the season where he just couldn't get that ball where he wanted to, up above the hands.
That was against Texas. Gave up 3 runs on 8 hits in 5 innings, but he's gotten better and better in each successive start. And this fastball is in the air to left field. Should be routine for Tapia, and it is for the second out. He stays out of patterns too. It's even if you really respect the splitter, you can't sit on it because then you blink and the fastball just went by.
You know, the first thing that you would think about if you're the Boston Red Sox or Kevin Gausman, either one, is, hey, he really, there are the numbers right there, really handed it to him last time. So, you know, do you stay with the same thing? Well, he didn't. He started using his fastball in the early parts, really put that in their head, because good hitting teams, and the Red Sox are a good hitting team, they're going to make adjustments. They're going to remember what you did to them, and then if you stick with that, they might come out and get you. But he's done a good thing. He's changed up on them a little bit.
Bobby Dahlbeck had a couple of hits in last night's game for the Red Sox, still hitting just 179 on the season. Red Sox, I think, trying to figure out exactly what they have in Dahlbeck. They know they've got a ton of power, but can he make enough contact to be a productive regular over an entire season? He struggled first half of last year, then was really good the second half of last season.
And their top prospect is a first baseman who's raking in AAA right now.
1-2 the count on Dahlbeck.
Tristan Casas is his name, and he's raking down there. They're not getting a whole lot of production from their first baseman right now combined, just a 129 average from their first baseman, so keep it right there.
Wow, how do you not swing at that if you're Dahlbeck?
For a guy who's known to have some holes too. First thing I think of when I see a pitch like this and a guy not offer at it, maybe he's looking for it. Maybe he's sitting on it.
Now 2-2. Throw it again. This time he swung at it. 4 strikeouts through 2 scoreless for Kevin Gausman.
More upper body strength this year, and that he's hitting the ball harder to open the season. But it took some wisdom from a sage vet last night to remind Espinal of what's kept him in the big leagues. It was a tough start last night. Struck out in his first 2 at-bats, and that's when Teoscar Hernandez came over to him in the dugout and said, hey, don't change your hitting plan just because you've been hot a few days. Hernandez told me your plan has worked since you got here. Reminded Santi, I still haven't seen you hit a line drive to right field yet. That's when we know you're doing your thing, Teoscar told him. And then the next at-bat, go figure, Espinal went to the plate in the 8th inning and a base hit to right field. Espinal said to have a teammate remind me of who I am as a ball player just gave me so much confidence. Dan?
Arash, thank you. Great to see Teoscar Hernandez helping out as somewhat of a coach while he's on the IL. We've seen Danny Jansen do that with the other catchers as well. With Danny still on the IL, here's Zach Collins hitting in the cleanup spot tonight. There's Danny Jansen. He caught a session from Hyunjin Ryu today. So Ryu threw, Jansen caught. Teoscar Hernandez took BP. And Nate Pearson, who's down in Florida, had a 26-pitch BP session. So, you know, the news is slowly but surely getting a little bit better. Ryu alongside Jansen. So for the 4 injured members of the team, they are all starting to progress.
Teo felt pretty good. He had 3 rounds against coach pitch in the cages yesterday. Said he felt pretty good, and we might see him soon. He's feeling pretty good, he said.
Blue Jays would love to get that bat back in the cleanup spot, which has been filled by Gurriel and Collins in the absence of Teoscar. Just would make the whole lineup that much deeper to get that guy to put down his coffee and pick up a bat.
He's going to have to go on a rehab, I think, a couple of days, 2 or 3 days of getting some live pitching in live game situations, and then it won't be long after that.
And that's what's impressive about the Blue Jays having more home runs than any team in baseball this year. They've done it without one of their key guys for most of the young season so far, in Teoscar Hernandez. 3-2 and a swing and a miss by Collins. 1 down. A couple of hours ago, Teoscar Hernandez out on the field doing some throwing, and then maybe most notably doing some hitting. And you can see that's not a full force swing, but nor should it be in his first day taking a BP. Oblique injuries are tricky, and you got to err on the side of caution.
And he's never had one before, he told me today. So he doesn't know how long it takes to feel better. He knows he can stretch now, but when he first did it, and it all came on that big swing against Garrett Cole in New York, he says, I can stretch it out now, but I'm not 100%, but I'm getting there.
Matt Chapman, who hit a home run last night, his 3rd of the season. All 3 have come right here at Rogers Center. Quickly in the hole, 0-2 on Nick Pivetta, who's got some good stuff going here tonight so far. And look at the depth on that curveball. You talk about a 12-6, 2 down.
That looks like a knuckle curve where he takes that index finger, bends it back down on the seams of that baseball, and then spins it off his middle finger. That's what makes that thing go straight down. You can see that knuckle sticking up, which you can. That's a knuckle curveball. Very impressive.
So back-to-back strikeouts here in the second, and here's Raimel Tapia batting 6th and playing left field tonight. Tapia at .235 in the season, his 1 home run of the year last week at Fenway off Nick Pivetta. And fans who were watching will remember in the moment, I mean, he cranked it. He hit it a long way down the right field line.
Yeah, the only question was, is it going to be fair or is it going to go foul? It's really tricky down in the corner, the right field corner at Fenway Park, but that was a bomb. He's got some of that in. He takes a big healthy cut.
Takes a healthy cut at this one and lifts a fly ball to left field. And a routine play for Verdugo as the Blue Jays go in order for the 2nd inning in a row. Junior messing with Alejandro Kirk. Now Vladdy's going to be a menace all night long as the DH. Yankees are coming to town at the end of this homestand. It'll be next Monday through Wednesday. See your Blue Jays in action as they take it to the next level. Get tickets today at BlueJays.com. No one is immune.
They're probably thinking right now, go get your glove.
Yeah.
Get out on the field,
Yeah.
please.
Somebody needs to put Vladdy in timeout. Here's Christian Arroyo leading off the 3rd. A very good start for both starting pitchers tonight. Nick Pivetta for the Red Sox, Kevin Gausman for the Blue Jays. Christian Arroyo hitting a .194. He's at 3rd base tonight. No Rafael Devers in the lineup tonight for the Red Sox. Just a scheduled day off. With Boston having come from the Trop, so playing a bunch of games in a row on the turf, which I always thought was a bit of a benefit for teams like the Blue Jays and the Rays, that occasionally, maybe more than occasionally, teams will say, you know what, I got to get this guy out of the lineup for one game when I'm in one of those parks.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And also, I think the reverse splits, if you will, that Gausman has, is much tougher on left-handed batters. Lefty's just hitting .219. Devers swings from the left side, scheduled off day, so he's not in there, but he'll be ready late in the game.
Now Vladdy's got Charlie in on it. He's managing from the barrio.
Maybe he's the referee down there.
Careful, Charlie. You know, you get pulled in. Tough to get out of the barrio once they get going with you. Out of play, still 2-2. Line down the right field line, but foul again. Boy, his fastball consistently 95, 96 tonight.
Yeah, and it's up, and I like how he's using it a little bit early to set everything else up. I think he understands that Arroyo's in 2-strike mode right now, no stretch. He's not stepping towards the pitcher. He's just trying to put the barrel on that baseball, looking something off speed, so he's been crossing him up with the high fastball.
97, another high fastball.
Slider. Time for the slider. Looks like a fastball and then sweeps off the plate.
Splitter.
See, I think he's looking for it myself. Arroyo's looking for it. He had a 2-strike hit in last night's ball game in the inning where they scored a couple of runs. He had a real nice 2-strike approach. To me, it looks like he's sitting on that thing.
Springer. Oh, he gave it a great effort, didn't he? Sliding into that short wall, leaves a spike mark in the wall. Didn't make the catch, couldn't make the catch. Unfortunately, George looks okay.
Yeah, stay right there. You don't have to go very much further into the play of field. He did the right thing. There's not a lot of room down there. Slide, use your legs to act like a shock absorber when you hit that wall.
Fortunately, a little bit of padding down there, and he's all right. Arroyo putting up a good battle with Gausman. Springer now has to go back and made the catch.
Next deal up to bat. Get 50% off your first 2 orders with promo code 50ballgame. Only on DoorDash. Dash that.
So Kevin Gausman, a long battle with Christian Arroyo. Gausman finally wins it. Has given up just 1 hit through 2 1/3. 10-pitch at bat with Arroyo. And now the number 9 hitter, the catcher Christian Vasquez, who was on the COVID IL a few days back. Back with the team now, hitting 189 on the season. Well, he just looked out to Gausman and said, I did that. Like,
you see this a lot,
yeah.
Dan, with that pitch com, because the pitcher and the catcher are together. They work very quickly. Batters are used to going up there and taking their time, digging a hole, fixing their gloves, getting mentally set. Well, the pitchers are ready. I mean, you can see Gausman and Zach Collins, they're ready to go. They're just waiting for Vasquez to get in. See? Another timeout. When is it going to come where the umpire said, sorry, I can't give it to you?
Well,
pitcher's ready.
Could be coming in the next few years. Lots of ways baseball is trying to speed up the pace of play. In the dirt, a ball and a strike. Arroyo looking at his at bat.
I think he'll like what he's going to see.
Yeah.
He put up a really good at bat.
Pulled foul. Now we've got a real situation.
Now the fun begins, right?
So Gurriel's not in the lineup. Vladdy's the DH, and Teoscar's on the IL. So all three of them are in there without a whole lot to do for part of the night. Vasquez came up with the Red Sox back in 2014. He's been there a long time, a free agent at the end of the season. Now 31 years of age, and he's got a base hit. Not a bad pitch by Gausman down below the knees, but Vasquez went down and got it.
Yeah, and after the high fastball, he was looking for that split, and that's what he got. He caught the most innings in baseball last year. Very valuable guy for this Red Sox team. Good low ball hitter. Golfs it into left field. There's the grip. A lot of two-strike approaches you see from these Red Sox hitters. That time Vasquez was choking up, shortened up his swing.
So now back to the top of the order for Trevor Story, who was called out on strikes his first time up. Story really hasn't gotten going yet. Big free agent signing in the offseason, 6 years, $140 million. The big shortstop market, right? And now he's a second baseman, of course, but the big middle infielder market. Story, a shortstop for many years with Colorado, and he wound up in Boston.
Had to play itself out, didn't it? Baez signed, Correa signed late, then Story.
Yep. Seager and Simeon, both going to Texas. Bogarts could be a free agent at the end of the year. He's got an opt-out clause in his contract after this season. Close over at first, and Cateau looking towards the dugout as if to suggest that they should at least consider having a look at that one.
Yeah, and Gausman's going to take his time now to give his team a chance to take a look at it. It's quick. He's got a quick move and almost caught him leaning.
Runner going, and the pitch grounded towards third. Boy, a tricky hop for Chapman, and even having to get his balance, he's got enough arm to make the throw to get him.
There was nothing routine about that play right there. As a fielder, you want to get the big hop or the short hop. The in-between hop can eat you up, and this one almost did, as Matt had to back up just a little bit and then watch the arm strength. He realizes he's not going to get it, so he's got to back up, catch it on the big hop, and off his back leg throws a strike across the diamond right into the chest of Cateau.
Good play by Chapman for the second out. Vasquez to second on the play, and here's Alex Verdugo, who hit a fly ball to deep center his first time up. Ball one outside. Verdugo really crowds the plate, deep in the box and close to the plate. Kind of like where Anthony Rizzo stands. You know, he's daring you to throw the ball in on him.
And he can still get to it, to that inside part of the plate. He's got a great eye. Had a very good season for the best Boston Red Sox last year. High on base percentage, showed some pop. There's that back leg right on the back line on top of the plate.
Weakly hit up the first baseline. Cateau makes the play, and the side is retired. No runs, a base hit, and a man left to the bottom of the third. No score. For you, the last game of the series between the Blue Jays and the Red Sox, and as if getting out of work a little bit early isn't enticing enough, what if we told you Alek Manoah was starting that game for the Blue Jays? Jays and the Red Sox, 3:07 first pitch. Get tickets now at BlueJays.com/tickets. Big time homestand. 4 with Boston, 3 with Houston, 3 with the Yankees.
When you come on a long homestand like this, seems like the Blue Jays have been on the road all season long, but when you come to a 10-game homestand, you can get a lot of work done. Get out here early, get some ground balls, do some extra hitting. Catchers were out today throwing to get some extra work. Outfielders were getting some extra work in, so great time to get that stroke going.
Santiago Espinal will lead off the bottom of the 3rd in a scoreless game. Nick Pivetta has retired the first 6 batters he's faced. Espinal, Gosuke Katoh, and Bradley Zimmer, the bottom 3rd of the lineup tonight. Another curve, and Pivetta gets the call on the inside corner, 1-1.
Santi started the winning rally in last night's ball game with a 1-out single to right field. He seems to always been in everything the Blue Jays are doing this year.
He's in the middle of things. Offensively and defensively. And Pivetta having a little trouble getting together with Vasquez. Pitch comm's not working.
Not working. So let's go back down the old-fashioned way.
Up and away, 2-1. And upstairs again. Espinal has appeared in every game this season, and he has started the vast majority of them. I think he has started 15 of the 18 games now. And he'll take a walk. So here comes Gosuke Katoh, his 2nd start. He has had 3 major league plate appearances. He is 0 for 1 with a couple of walks. And if the Blue Jays are in the mood to get a little tricky here, this is a combination they could try it with. Espinal's got pretty good speed. Katoh is a guy who can handle the bat a little bit, move the ball around. Arroyo's in at 3rd as Katoh checks the swing and he takes a strike. 0-1.
Yeah, you want to give him a couple of pitches to get an idea what Nick Pivetta's ball is doing today. A long look down at Luis Rivera. Not a real good count to run on.
Curveball misses in, a ball and a strike. Katoh is about as affable a guy as you will meet. Always has a smile on his face. You know, getting his first look in the big leagues after 8 years in the minors. Has been up about a week and a half now with the Blue Jays, getting to play a little bit here and there. We saw him around the cage and he had a couple of gloves. He had his regular infielder's mitt and then he had his first baseman's mitt. And we asked him, like, is that actually yours? You don't play a ton of first base. Is that yours? He goes, yeah, it's mine. He goes, well, actually, I took it from a teammate 5 years ago, but it's mine.
But it's mine now.
Because sometimes you see when a guy plays a position he's not used to playing, sometimes you got to borrow a glove.
He'll go borrow a glove,
Yeah.
and that's what we thought was happening. But he said, no, I've played some first base, 56 games in the minor leagues. I was watching him today, and I'm like, he's played first before. His footwork around the bag was outstanding.
2-1 the count. Runner not going, and a swing and a ground ball to second. They'll force Espinal, but they won't turn 2. A fielder's choice for Katoh.
Ball just wasn't hit that hard, and the infielders don't even know if they play at double play depth anymore. It's almost like, okay, we're going to play deep and make sure the ball stays on the infield. If we get one, that's fine. Trevor Story, the second baseman, look how deep he's playing. So that's 2 long throws and no chance to get Katoh at first base.
So now the number 9 hitter, Bradley Zimmer. In center field tonight, 2 for 19 in his time as a Blue Jay. The 2 hits, a home run in Houston, and then the bunt single last night that was part of that rally leading up to the Bo Bichette Grand Slam. And I asked Zimmer about the bunt, and he was thinking like a guy just trying to get it back to the top of the order. He said, I know who's hitting behind me. He said, I thought I'd give it one shot, try to beat it out. I thought I could bring it with me. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. Remember, there was a lefty on the mound at that point in time, Strom. He said he falls off to third base. I thought I could bring it with me, take one shot at it, and try to set it up for Springer and Bichette. That's a guy thinking like a team player.
Yeah, and he got a good pitch to bunt on too. Strom is tough on lefties, but he got a pitch on the inner half. He brought it with him, and ball was dropped over first base, and the rest is history.
You know, another guy, when you walk by him in the clubhouse or around the cage, he's always got a smile on his face too. This is the happiest bunch of players I've ever seen in my life.
Wouldn't you be happy playing on this team? I would. It's a good team, good vibes. They like to have a lot of fun. It's a long season, and they can keep it all in perspective.
0-2. Down and in, and a delayed steal it looked like there from Cateau. I'm curious how they score that. Will they rule the ball was in the dirt already? It looked more like a delayed steal than breaking after the ball was in the dirt.
He was running when the ball was about halfway to home plate. You're right. They'll give a better look right here. Man, that looked like it could have been a delayed steal.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, if he picked it up in the dirt that quickly, he picked it up really quickly. And they do credit Cateau with a stolen base on the play. First in the big leagues. 1-2. Out of play. You know, if you're Gosuke Cateau or you're Bradley Zimmer, you understand your place on this team, and you just try to do what you can to get it back around to the big guys at the top and set it up for a big inning if you can.
Yeah, and when you get your name penciled in by Charlie Montoyo, you try and do something to help your team win.
And whether it's a great catch defensively or moving a runner or taking a base, there are lots of little ways guys like this can help the Blue Jays. No score, bottom 3. The 1-2 to Zimmer, and he lays off the high fastball. And the three amigos continue to have fun at the end of the dugout as Vasquez goes to the mound for the Red Sox. Wouldn't you love to be a fly on the wall for 3 hours down there?
I've been in dugouts like that. It's a lot of fun. They just can't seem to get on the right page of what they want to do now on this 2-2 pitch.
Curveball, and it is called high. Boy, that could have gone either way. Vasquez questioning David Rackley, the home plate umpire, but it's ball 3.
And the body language, I think, also of Nick Pivetta. He wanted that one. After a couple of high pitches, he drops that curveball in there, and Pivetta can't believe that ball's not called a strike. Blue Jays might have caught a break there.
Yeah, Jason Varitek, who's on the coaching staff of the Red Sox, he was hollering from the dugout as well. 3-2 now. Zimmer, a guy with great speed, and when he makes contact, hits the ball hard. There have just been a lot of strikeouts in his game the last couple of years back when he was with Cleveland. But the Blue Jays see, first of all, a very good defender and a left-handed batter, but a guy who they think has some upside, which is what Cleveland thought. Never could quite put it all together. His rookie year was actually probably his best season with Cleveland. Curveball, and that one is high. You can see Vasquez kind of snap at it.
Yeah.
And he's probably still thinking about the other one that he was frustrated about. First and second, one down. Pretty good job by the bottom of the order here just to get a couple of men on and make that pitch count climb.
That's your job. Get on base for the big boys. Bradley Zimmer, that was an exceptional at bat, I thought, against a guy who got good stuff tonight in Pivetta.
So now Springer, who did not go around. George popped up to third after a long at bat to begin the bottom of the first. Runners are going. The throw goes down to second, and everybody is safe. Cateau and Zimmer with a double steal.
An outstanding jump by Cateau, reading Pivetta. They picked something up on him that he was holding the ball at the same. He wasn't varying his delivery towards home plate, so they elected to go to second base. Look at that, 1, 2, 1001, and go. Trevor Story asked him to take a look at that. Maybe they got him on the back. Let's see. Story right away said, hey, take a look at this, but I never saw him hit him. Did you?
This angle might. No.
Boston is trying the safe call at second base.
I never saw the glove make contact with Zimmer.
No. There it looked like maybe almost like his elbow. He might have got,
doesn't count.
But that's not an out. No, I understand. Yeah.
that works in basketball to
Right.
help box out,
Yeah.
but tagging it, you gotta tag him with the mitt.
The Red Sox, their video room obviously saw something that gave them hope this could get overturned.
How about the heads-up play right there by the Red Sox? Nick Pivetta really worried about that last walk. Wasn't really varying his delivery to home plate.
Tough to tell from there. I just saw the opposite angle on the Jumbotron here. And the question is, it almost looked like.
On review, the call in the field is overturned.
Yeah.
Runner is out.
Yeah. I almost think
the glove.
in the moment he caught it, his glove was touching his back. So
Yeah.
his glove kind of bounced off his back.
Yeah, from that angle, that's the angle we didn't see. And that's why Story right away said, hey, take a look at that one. Looked like it might have brushed against his name on the back of his jersey.
So a couple of good decisions by the Red Sox, going for the trail runner and then using their challenge. As now Springer pops it out of play off to the right. And the end result is a runner at third and 2 down. Another high fastball. Springer stays alive. Again, the 1-2. And a curveball down and away 2-2 as Vasquez bluffs a throw down to third. With the third baseman Arroyo backed up, Cateau can get a pretty good lead coming down the line at third in case there's a pitch that just bounces a few feet away from Vasquez.
Yeah, maybe hold on to that curveball a little bit longer, going for the punch out.
Boy, that's a tough pitch to check your swing. I mean, he started, he wanted to swing, and then he read that it was inside and somehow held that swing up. So now 3-2. Pivetta working from the windup. Lined into left center, a base hit. Cateau in to score on an RBI single by George Springer, and the Blue Jays lead 1-0.
What an at bat for George. He was all over that fastball. He was just waiting for the ball to get down. He was just missing that high fastball, popping it up, pumping it out of play, then fastball down. He's all over it. Picks up the RBI, number 8 on the season. Blue Jays jump out in front.
110 miles an hour off the bat for George Springer. And it is 1-0. Here's Bo Bichette. Flied out to deep center his first time up. Oh, 0-1.
One of the things that Bo, he's getting caught in between, and what they're working on with him is trying to catch the ball out in front. Watch where the point of contact is made right here. Back. They want him to hit the ball out in front just a little bit more. Think about left center field. He's got that beautiful swing where he stays inside it so well. And I think it's just a timing issue with him. So there's a couple of things you can work on. There are machines that you can work on. That one's still a little bit better, but it still catches it back. You can start your swing a little bit earlier, and that'll help you catch the ball out in front a little bit better.
Always a guy who's done a lot of damage to the opposite field. Springer at first and fouled it back again. But Bo has always, and his dad Dante, they, not as a player, but Dante now as a dad and a part-time coach, if you will, they've both been proponents of letting it travel a little bit more, getting more information on the pitch, right?
Yeah, but you don't want to hit it out of the catcher's glove, and
yeah.
I think that's what's happened. So that beautiful inside-out swing becomes more like a cut, and you hit softballs the other way.
Outside, a ball and 2 strikes.
So it's more of a timing issue for him. And one of the things you can do, you can set up the high velocity machine in the cage like they will do, and he can work on his timing of catching up to those 95-mile-an-hour pitches, but catch it out in front, hit it out in front.
And went after a curveball, strikes out to end the inning, but the Blue Jays do get the first run of the ball game. George Springer hitting a rocket into left center for an RBI single, and it's 1-0 Blue Jays.
Great Miguel Cabrera with hit number 3,000. Did it at home in Detroit, where he has become an icon there. And JD Martinez was along as a co-pilot in Detroit for 3.5 seasons of the Miggy Show. And Martinez told me what he took away from that experience more than anything else is that every time there was a big situation in a game and Cabrera was up, this would happen. You just knew the ball was going to get hit hard somewhere. Martinez marveled at how Miggy could joke around with the fans, play around with the pitcher. The next pitch, just lock in like a light switch going off. Martinez said, us normal players, we'd lose our focus if we did that. But the reverence a terrific hitter like JD Martinez has for Cabrera, Dan, it just speaks volumes.
Arash, thank you. We go to the 4th inning. Xander Bogaerts to lead it off in a 1-0 Blue Jay lead. Miguel Cabrera, one of only 3 players in history with a 300 average, 500 homers, 3,000 hits. Hank Aaron, Willie Mays, Miguel Cabrera.
Is that good? That's really good.
And Bogaerts finds a hole between Espinal and Bichette to lead off the 4th with a base hit.
Now, if he could steal bases like those other guys could.
But you know what I thought of when Arash was talking about Cabrera, his ability to have fun, you know, joke with teammates, but then lock in when you have to lock in. Reminds me a little bit of number 27 for the Blue Jays, Vladimir Guerrero.
It reminds me a lot of him.
Yeah.
You know, the way that he can lock it in when he needs to and have fun when he needs to. Cabrera and Pujols, best hitters in this generation.
Now Martinez, as Gausman perhaps gets a call on the inside corner. Martinez with a double his first time up. I want to go back really quickly to the last half inning. So originally Gosuke Katoh was credited with a steal at second base, but that's been changed. The ruling now is that the ball was in the dirt. He read it in the dirt, then took off. So it's actually a pass ball. It wasn't a wild pitch, but a pass ball. So he doesn't get a steal of second. And because Zimmer was thrown out on the back end of the double steal, he does not get a credit of a steal of third. Runner going, swing and a miss, throw down into center field. And Bogaerts will come to third. So Martinez is out, but a stolen base and then an E2 on Collins as Bogaerts comes to third.
Thank you for that clarification on the other play. Let me get my white out. Gets rid of a pretty good hitter in JD Martinez, and Zach Collins throw out into center field. No chance for Espinal to flag that one down. So the infield has to come in now.
1-0 Blue Jays in the fourth. Runner at third, one out, and they're in for Kike Hernandez. Hernandez struck out his first time up. Kevin Gausman's got 5 strikeouts through 3 1/3. Right center field, and Zimmer's going to get there. The run will easily come in to score, but what a terrific diving catch by Bradley Zimmer out in center.
Dan, when that ball left the bat of Kike Hernandez, that had double, maybe even triple written all over it. But Zimmer, with that great speed, those long strides, runs it down. It'll go as a sacrifice fly, but it could have been a heck of a lot worse. Nice play. Keep your eye on it. Lay out.
And Gausman loving it on the mound. So 2 down, the base is empty. The Red Sox have tied it. And here's Jackie Bradley Jr. Fastball, 96 in there again, 1-1.
Look at all the Red Sox hitters surprised by that fastball. He's locking them up. Tells me they are sitting on off-speed pitch from Gausman. Keep it rolling.
Well, Tabby, in his last start against the Red Sox 6 days ago, or 5 days ago, I should say, Gausman averaged 93.8 with his fastball. He's averaging 95.5 tonight, almost 2 miles an hour harder than 5 days ago.
Keep rolling, keep throwing it, and when they start looking for it, throw the split. That was 97.
The 2-2. Got him to chase the split. Collins completes the out down to first, and the side is retired. An unearned run ties the game. So it's 1-1 going to the bottom of the fourth. Today is an anniversary in the career of Vladimir Guerrero Jr. We'll tell you more on the other side. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. made his major league debut honoring his dad. He came to the ballpark for a press conference in an Expo jersey. That was just after throwing a foul ball into the stands. Fans went crazy. Vladdy was shooing his teammates away. And then his first major league hit, an opposite field double. April 26th, 2019, 3 years ago today.
All at the age of what? How old was he?
He would have been 20 then.
20.
Yep.
Wow. He's up to 77 home runs in his career already.
Tied for the major league lead in home runs a year ago with 48. Led the American League in on-base percentage and slugging. Popped up his first time up tonight against Nick Pivetta. Lays off the high fastball. It's 3-0. And now if you're Pivetta, you got to be really careful with what you decide to throw here. You don't want to just groove a fastball down the middle.
If you don't, if you miss, it could be untied in a hurry.
Wow, Vladdy was taken all the way.
Setting him up for later in the game. Okay.
(3-1) and he'll take a walk. So a man on for Zach Collins, who continues to get fairly regular playing time because of the way he's been swinging the bat.
Yeah, he's the power. That's what I like. He's getting some power and he's getting some production. That's what you're asking for. He's not going to hit 357 for the whole season, but the power numbers are going to be there, and that's why they picked him up. They felt like he was an offensive type of catcher, an upgrade over Reese McGuire, who was here, and they needed some balance from the left side. They've had so many right-handed batters. They need some kind of production from the left side, and he's given it to them so far this year.
Looks at a strike. 4 lefties in the lineup tonight for the Blue Jays, and that's as high as they can go in that department, or as high as they have gone in that department. Usually it's more like 2, but with Gurriel out with a mild hamstring issue and Alejandro Kirk on the bench, you got Collins, Tapia, Cateau, and Zimmer all in there batting for the left side. Pivetta's frustrated. Vasquez isn't getting where he wants to get. Now they're trying pitch count. And pitch count worked.
I guess that time it worked.
Yep. 0-2.
That's where the Red Sox have pitched him up. Fastballs up. Going to have to knock some of those to make them change.
(0-2) on the way, and the curveball stays high. He's thrown some really good sharp ones down at the bottom of the zone or below the knees, but also 3 or 4 kind of loopy ones up top too.
Missed bad.
Yeah.
Too. Just not finishing, not getting it out in front and finishing those pitches.
Popped back foul above us into the 500 level here at Rogers Center. Jason Varitek, pretty good player in his day, wasn't he?
Yes. Yeah, what a captain. He's going to manage one day in the big leagues.
1-2. Line to right, and that's down for a base hit. Another curveball up. Guerrero up to second on the single by Collins.
Blue Jays will take that. Zach will take that, but they have had success throwing the fastball up, and they go breaking ball. And he says, thank you. I needed that. Little looper, and he lines it into right field for the base hit. Blue Jays get the first 2 on here, a walk and a single, setting the stages now for Matt Chapman.
Chapman struck out in his first at bat tonight. Hit a home run last night. And Pavetta's right on the outside corner. 0-1.
He's got a good fastball. They've talked about Nick losing some miles per hour off his fastball, and they're calling it mechanical. Nothing wrong with his fastball tonight.
Oh, 0-2. Guerrero walked. Collins with a base hit. Nobody out in a 1-1 tie. Foul ball up the third baseline.
Well, one thing they are accomplishing, they haven't been able to push many runs across the board, but they sure got that pitch count up for Nick Pivetta. This is going to be pitch number 66 already here in the fourth inning.
A look back at Guerrero and the 0-2. And a swing and a miss. Gets Chapman for the second time tonight.
That's a pretty filthy breaking ball right there. The depth of the movement. There's the knuckle curve. What I mean about that index finger on the ball. You pull down with that middle finger, you create that top spin like that. It goes straight down. That's a lot of movement for a hitter to pick up. That's a pretty good pitch. That might have been his best curveball today.
So with the one down, the batter now is Raimel Tapia. Tapia with a fly ball to left field in his one at bat tonight. Third baseman Arroyo even with the bag. The rest of the infielders backed up. Outfield plays him around to the opposite field. Swing and a miss. Big cut there.
Nobody's getting cheated.
No. Yankees are playing the Orioles tonight in the Bronx. Yankees up 4-0 on Baltimore, fifth inning. Two balls and a strike. The Rays are trailing Seattle 8-0 in the sixth inning of the Trop.
Yeah, looking at that, only one of the runs they've given up is earned. Wow. They've given up 700 runs to Seattle tonight.
Wander Franco and Ji-Man Choi with the costly errors. There's another curveball that just doesn't have the bite to it. It's 3-1.
I think he can sell out right now on the fastball. Take a good swing. Don't overswing. But I think he can sell out now on a fastball. Look to do some damage. He doesn't want to walk him.
That one drops in there for a strike. How about coming right back with it at a 3-1?
How about that gutsy play right there?
1-1 tie in the bottom of the fourth. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. the runner at second. Zach Collins is at first. One down in the inning. With Santiago Espinal waiting on deck. And the 3-2 in the air to left center. Vladdy's going to go back to tag, but he's not going to have an opportunity to advance as Hernandez gets it back into third in a hurry. Two down.
Yeah, and he slipped just a little bit on the bag at second base. Hit the top of it. Didn't get a good push off watch on top of the bag, and it slipped, so no chance to advance on that fly ball.
So now with two down, Pivetta will face Santiago Espinal, who walked in his one plate appearance tonight. Slider for a strike. Vladdy getting itchy out there at second. He wants to be rounding third and having Louis Rivera give him the wave home. Wow, and the Red Sox a little frustrated. Pivetta maybe more than a little frustrated that he didn't get that call. And hard to blame him on that one. That was a pretty good looking pitch.
He's doing the right thing. You can see the frustration in his face. He walked off the mound, walked halfway to second base. That's a strike.
Yeah.
He didn't get it. Big difference between 1-1 and 0-2.
Two balls and a strike now on Espinal. Pivetta has talked a little bit about learning to control his emotions during games. Sometimes they would get the best of him, learning to enjoy the game a little bit more. And a test of that, you would think, here this inning with that pitch not going his way. Loop to center, and it's dropping for a base hit. Here comes Vladdy, and he will score. Espinal with an RBI single, and the Blue Jays have the lead.
And he's in the middle of it once again. Santiago Espinal. A couple of things worked into the Blue Jays' favor there. There's 2 outs, and the ball wasn't hit that hard. So as soon as it was struck by Espinal, Vladdy could take off. Really no chance for Kike Hernandez to get him at the plate. He's going to take off as soon as Espinal reaches out and makes contact. Yeah, just no chance to get him at the plate as the Blue Jays untie it.
Pretty graceful for a big man.
Hold on to your hat.
Yeah. Got a little help from Cateau at the plate. Big hit for Espinal. 2-1 Blue Jays lead. And I think the Red Sox dugout still having some conversation with David Rackley about that pitch that didn't go their way. Cateau's popped it up wide of third and in the seats. Cateau with a fielder's choice tonight. For a moment, it looked like he had 2 stolen bases.
Yeah.
Now he has none. Instead of stolen base, it was ruled. The first one was eventually overruled and turned into a pass ball. And then when the Red Sox challenged and Zimmer was called out at second, that changed the steal of third into a fielder's choice. So poor Gosuke Cateau doesn't have any stolen bases when he thought he had 2.
So they gave him a pass ball on the ball that bounced when he went?
Yeah.
How do you get a pass ball?
So, yeah, it could have been a wild pitch, but it's not. The ruling was the ball was already, in the dirt or wherever it was, and then he broke to second. So a fine line between, because it looked like a delayed steal the way he was going, but a fine line.
All right. Pass ball.
Pass ball to second, fielder's choice to third. Couple of 2-out runs for the Blue Jays in this game. They lead 2-1 bottom of the 4th. Will Venable, the acting manager, Alex Cora not in Toronto as he has COVID. And hopefully doing okay. Haven't heard any specifics about how severe the symptoms are. Hopefully Cora's doing okay. And Pivetta was walking off the mound. He thought that curveball was going to get called a strike. That one did look to be a little high. Two and two the count on Cateau. And a swing and a miss. Pivetta will get him and yelling into his glove as he comes off the field. 2-1 Blue Jays at the end of 4. Time now for a Blue Jays Central update. Here are Jamie and Joe. The Boston Red Sox. Let's take a look at his 6 strikeout pitches on the night, Tabby.
Yeah, the four-seamer was the first batter of the game. We got Trevor Story looking, but then look at the dive on all of those splitters. Lots of swings and misses on all of those. 6 strikeouts now through 4 innings, and guess what? He hasn't walked a batter through 4 innings.
How about that? 28 strikeouts and 0 walks on the season.
That's a new Blue Jay record.
Yeah, most strikeouts before your first walk. I think he had the record before this game even started, and he's added 6 strikeouts to it.
Also, excuse me, Dan, also Jimmy Key held the record for most batters faced to start a season before he walked anybody. That was 80. Gausman came into this game at 73, so see ya.
Yep, he has sailed past that as well. Pete Walker's got to love what the Blue Jays are getting in the early going from Kevin Gausman. Very little adjustment period at all, coming back to the American League East. Of course, came up as a Baltimore Oriole. Bottom third of the lineup, Bobby Dahlbeck, Christian Arroyo, and Christian Vasquez. The 1 run the Red Sox have scored unearned. Zach Collins' throwing error contributing to the Red Sox run. So good stuff down and in again with that splitter. 1 and 2. You got your whiteout, Tabby?
Yes, I do.
Okay, good. You're going to need it again.
I've got an extra one for you here.
Fastball nice. Right down the middle. Dahlbeck must have been looking for the splitter. 7 strikeouts for Gausman.
You know, on top of the great stuff that Kevin has, he can pitch. I mean, he's watching what those Red Sox batters are trying to do against him. He's counteracting that. They're sitting on the splitter, so I'm going to throw the fastball right there. He and Zach Collins really worked together. That last start in Boston, in between innings, they sat next to each other. They talked about what the game plan's going to be, who's coming up, how we're going to face them, what we're going to throw, and it worked to perfection.
So 7 strikeouts through 4 1/3, 65 pitches, 46 strikes. Another outstanding ratio for Gausman tonight. The reason I asked if you had your whiteout is
they changed something.
Yeah, the fastball is now a wild pitch, like you were talking about, and like Joe was talking about. So.
Okay.
Scorecard accuracy is really important up here in the booth, right? This is we both believe in this. Wow, another swing and a miss. Now, Vlad found a new audience. Mark Budzinski now. Because Bud's the base running coach. Vladdy wants to talk about the rounding third and the slide.
Nice.
And he got him. Strikeout number 8.
First one taken on the splitter. And right now he's got them talking to themselves. Another 3-pitch strikeout. They made a habit of that last year. That one right at the bottom of the strike zone, called strike 3.
So 2 down now for Christian Vasquez. Had a base hit his first time up. Arroyo's going to look at that on the iPad and see if it bothers him as much the second time around.
Don't look.
1 now on bat. Don't look.
Don't look. You know. It doesn't pay to look.
Wow. How about that? He's in their heads too. It's not just that the stuff is great. He's in their heads.
When you see those kind of swings, Vasquez had an outstanding at bat his last time up, and the facial expression, I think, tells it all.
One, two. So Tabby in the first start, I think you mentioned this, 19 swings and misses as Hirokazu Sawamura gets up for the Red Sox. 19 swings and misses in that first game for Gausman, which is an exceedingly high number. And he might approach that again here tonight. He's getting a ton of them tonight.
From a team that's really not known as a swing and miss type of team.
If I am reading this right, he's already got 17 swings and misses in this game in the 5th inning. That is a big number. 12 of the 17 have come on the split.
On the split. Yeah, I figure. How about one more?
Didn't go.
I love how he's crossing them up with those fastballs. You know, you just sit back and you watch and you try to understand what the Red Sox are trying to do to them. You can see guys who are slowing their swing down, looking for that splitter. You bust the fastball in there. Speed up their bat, then you drop that splitter.
Two down and the base is empty, and the 2-2 pitch. And Vasquez looked like he was sitting on the split right there, and he wouldn't bite.
He's had a couple good at bats tonight.
And he got it. What an outstanding performance through 5 from Kevin Gausman. He strikes out the side. He's got 9 punch-outs already. And coming your way, Golden State leads the Nuggets 3-1 in their first-round series. You can catch Game 5 tomorrow night, 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 Pacific, on Sportsnet 360 and Sportsnet Now. How about Kevin Gausman? 5 innings, 1 unearned run, 9 strikeouts tonight. Still hasn't walked anybody tonight or this season. Now the most batters faced by a Blue Jay pitcher ever to start a year without issuing a walk.
Yeah, the Jimmy Key one I was talking about was as a starter. Of course, Q was out of the bullpen, and Q always known, Paul Quantrill known as a strike thrower. That record went down now, the total record. And he did it in fashion, didn't he? Striking out the side.
Absolutely. 2-1 Blue Jays, bottom 5. Hits even at 3 apiece. Bradley Zimmer is going to lead it off. Zimmer walked and then was thrown out trying to steal on the back end of an attempted double steal. Curveball for a strike. And now 0-2. After Zimmer, it'll be George Springer and Bo Bichette. Blue Jays off to an 11-6 start on the season. They have played well here at home, 5-2. Curveball got him. 3 pitches and Zimmer down on strikes.
Rethink color with Beauty Tone, the official paint of the Toronto Blue Jays. Only available at Home Hardware.
Along with Pat Tabler and Arash Madani, I'm Dan Shulman. A Game 2 of a 4-game series here at Rogers Center. Blue Jays up 2-1 on the Red Sox. And the second run coming courtesy of George Springer, who had an RBI single his last time up, as he takes the curve up and in ball 1.
Third time through the lineup now for Nick Pivetta. He changes a little bit. He throws a few more fastballs third time through the lineup than he normally does the first couple of times. He's been solid tonight.
One. Fastball, and he got it by him. 1-2.
Yeah, still has plenty in the tank as he's approaching probably his last inning here. 6 punch outs. He's had his share of walks. Leadoff walks, 2 have hurt. He led off the 4th inning with a walk, came around to score.
Springer gets a piece to stay alive. The Red Sox have been getting some pretty good pitching recently. They just haven't been hitting much at all. And there's concern in Red Sox Nation about the 7-10 start. Bounced in, they appeal, but no swing, and it's 2-2.
Yeah, they have not scored more than 4 runs a game since April the 17th. The pitching's been good. The hitting, you would think, would be carrying them, but so far that hasn't happened.
Pulled down to third. Arroyo a step to his right, and the throw in time to get him 1 down. So it's barely 10% of the way through the season, but if you look at the records and the weighted runs created, plus a nice well-rounded, all-encompassing offensive stat where 100 is average, the Blue Jays 13% better than average, and the Red Sox way down near the bottom. Very few teams are down at a number like 77, and they'll get better. They're too good to be like this. If you're the Blue Jays, maybe you're glad to see them now before the bats get going a little bit.
Yeah, before they heat up. Absolutely right. This is too good of a team. Blue Jays have pitched them tough, though. Gausman, Barrios, they've been tough on them.
Way outside, a ball and a strike. Bo Bichette tonight, a fly ball to center, but he struck out in his second at bat. And a good rip at it, fouls it off down the right side, 1-2. So when the ball goes there, is that again him just being a touch late on it?
Yeah, for me, it's a timing thing for catching the ball out in front just a little bit more. If you want to hit the ball to right field, you want to hit it on a line. When you see the ball kind of curve up and foul into the seats, he's getting underneath it, and he's not driving through it. His swing's a little bit long because he's late. So if he can just get the timing, start just a little bit earlier.
Outside, and again Pivetta thought he had a call. You saw 3 or 4 strong steps toward that first base dugout before having to come back, but that ball was definitely off the plate.
Watch Pivetta. He thinks it's the end of the inning.
Bo fights it off. Still 3-2. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. on deck with 2 down here in the bottom of the 5th. And Bo will take a walk. And now again talking about Pivetta, and he's not going to face Vladimir. Here comes Will Venable, but you know, with some close pitches not going his way, a bit of a frustrating night for Pivetta. He will not face Guerrero for a 3rd time. It'll be Sawamura coming in from the bullpen. Wars Night presented by Toys R Us returns to Rogers Center, and the first 15,000 fans will receive a Chewbacca messenger bag. Visit BlueJays.com/tickets today. Like that one. Here at the ballpark, the Blue Jays up 2-1, 2 down in the bottom of the 5th. The runner at first in Bo Bichette. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. coming to the plate to face the new pitcher for the Red Sox, right-hander Hirokazu Sawamura.
Blue Jays saw Sawamura when they were at Fenway Park last week. He pitched 1 time, gave up 3 hits. He did face Vladimir Guerrero, and Vladdy hit a fly ball to center field against Sawamura. Fastball, slider, outstanding splitter that he will use to get a lot of strikeouts.
Jason Varitek, maybe he's the IT guy. He's coming out to work on PitchCom, try to get it running again.
It's been in and out all night, hasn't it?
Everybody needs a good IT guy these days. Varitek evidently is that for the Red Sox. Short lead at first by Bichette, being held on by Dahlbeck. Shift on the infield. Straight away and deep in the outfield. Vladdy wants to look one over, and he takes a strike on the inside corner. Inside, 96, a ball and a strike.
Yeah, he's got a good arm, but he can spray the ball at times. They wanted that fastball down and away, and he missed bad. Takes a lot of time in between pitches, doctoring the mound, setting himself.
Yeah, we talked about it at Fenway. If they bring a pitch clock in, he's going to have to make major changes, like all jokes aside, or they'll just call a ball and another ball. Swing and a miss, 1-2. What they're doing in the minors is 14 seconds between pitches with nobody on base, 18 seconds if somebody's on, and it's incumbent on the batter too. It's a two-way street.
Yeah, don't step out. Right now, Vladdy's stepping out because the pitcher's taking so long that he don't want to stand in there and wait for him.
1-2. Chopped out in front of the plate. Vasquez with a good play, having to avoid Vladdy's bat to pick up the ball and make the play. And the inning is over. No runs, no hits, and a man left. Tricky play for Christian Vasquez. Find the ball, throw the mask, avoid the bat, and make the throw.
Tonight's Blue Jays first baseman found himself this week inside the bullpen where he was working with Pete Walker. Cateau has never pitched before, ever. So who better to get a tutorial from than the guru of pitching? Cateau learning how to pick up the leg, to take the burden off the arm, just get a feel for the bump and what goes into pitching. Let's remember, in runaway games or 18 or 19 inning games, the Blue Jays have had to use position players in relief roles before. Darwin Barney, Canada Day 2016. Ryan Goins had to do the same. So just in case, Cateau learning how to do it, understanding pitching from the stretch. And Walker said, hopefully it never happens, but if it does, at least Cateau is somewhat comfortable on the mound.
Well, you never know when you might need him in that kind of a situation. So good for Pete Walker, but Nagorski Cateau to work on that. Again, Cateau understands his role on this team. His role on this team is whatever he's asked to do, to go out and try to do it to the best of his ability. And it's not just pitching where he might have a bit of an unusual situation.
He told us today he's the fourth string catcher today, because he said, I can play anywhere on the diamond. I said, can you catch? He goes, I was warming up some of the pitchers the other day, getting used to it. I'm the fourth string catcher.
Trevor Story lifts a moonshot of a fly ball into shallow left, and it finally settles into the glove of Raimel Tapia, one down. It always seems to be the guy in the role that Cateau is in, kind of that utility infielder, can also put him in the outfield. They typically wind up as the emergency catcher, whether they know it or not, and he knows it, but it usually winds up in their job description.
And the Blue Jays are carrying 3 to begin with, so he would be number 4. I was watching him yesterday take fly balls in left field and then throw. come up on ground balls and come up throwing, learning how to do that in the outfield. And then today, of course, he was out there at first base working with Luis Rivera. So, hey, get a bigger duffel bag because you're going to need more gloves, right?
There's Alex Verdugo up for the third time. He's 0 for 2. As Kevin Gausman continues to pound the strike zone tonight. 79 pitches, 56 strikes, 5 1/3, 1 unearned run, just 3 hits allowed, no walks, and 9 strikeouts. He's been every bit as good tonight as he was 5 days ago against the Red Sox.
Yeah, it's smarter too. You know, we mentioned in that start how he was using his slider early on, put that in the minds of the Boston Red Sox, had a good one that afternoon, and then of course the fastball in the splitter. Today he's had to even one up them because they saw him just a few days ago. Now he's got to really be smart, so he's using his fastball very effectively.
Weekly hit, charged by Chapman, dug out by Cateau. Nice play on both ends.
Well, we all know how Matt Chapman plays a very deep third base. When they are in the shift, he's playing a very deep shortstop, so he's got a long way to come to get this one. Doesn't have a really good grip on that ball as he throws it across the diamond from short. Comes in, smothers it, throws it, and it's picked on the other end by Cateau. Very nice.
So 2 down now for Xander Bogaerts. And a fastball at 96 at the knees, 0-1. Bogaerts a strikeout and a base hit. He has scored the only run of the night for the Red Sox as he takes a slider just off the outside corner, 1-1. 7 innings for last night for Jose Barrios. Gausman going strong tonight after the bullpen had been heavily taxed in those last couple of games down in Houston. 2 balls and a strike.
Wonder if they can push him a little bit further tonight to see if they can get 7 innings out of him tonight. Take a little bit more pressure off the bullpen. He's up to 84 pitches.
Two and two, another swing and a miss on the splitter. And look at the smile on Bogaerts' face. And that's not an "I'm having a really good time tonight" smile. That's a "what was that" smile.
Have you ever hit a spitball? Have you ever stood in a batter's box and a guy loads one up and throws it?
Can't say I have.
That's what it looks like to me. I have, and that's nasty.
2-2. And again, how do you take it? Obviously he was looking for it.
Yeah.
But how do you take it when it's that close? 3-2 on Bogaerts. And bounce through the right side, a base hit to keep the inning going for the Red Sox.
Man, he's a good hitter. Struck out his first time up to end the first inning. Single, stole a base his second time up. Blue Jays shift on him. Fastball away, just goes the other way. It's a ground ball to the right side of the infield. Nobody there. And the inning continues.
With a dangerous hitter coming up in J.D. Martinez. No activity that we can see in the Blue Jay bullpen. Martinez 1 for 2, doubled in his first at bat tonight as the throw to first drives Bogaerts back. Now the first pitch to Martinez is lined down to first to Cateau. Bogart still hasn't moved. Doesn't matter. 3 outs to end the inning. Cateau looking very is on the line. The Stanley Cup playoffs begin May the 2nd on Sportsnet. Pretty cool Hockey Night in Canada hoodie that other guy had. We are told Austin Matthews has scored twice tonight. So the Leafs will take a 60-goal scorer into the playoffs. What a season for him. And looking forward to the Stanley Cup playoffs. Bottom 6 and the Blue Jays lead 2-1. Austin Davis, the new pitcher for the Red Sox.
Yeah, a couple of lefties in the Blue Jays lineup this inning. So Davis, who the Blue Jays saw for an inning at Fenway, had a couple of punch outs in that 1 inning of work. It's basically fastball slider. Throw that slider about 45% of the time. Got a pretty good fastball too.
One and one on Collins, a strikeout and a base hit. And a fastball there at 94, 1-2. Fouled back, still 1-2. So is Kevin Gausman done? That would suggest he is. I think the handshake and the pat on the back. Yep, that's the end of the night for Gausman.
And some action down in the bullpen.
Trevor Richards will work the 7th. Blue Jays only needed 2 relievers in last night's game. Adam Simber worked an inning. Julian Merriweather worked an inning. So they're pretty well set up down there right now.
What did we say? The red maybe is turning to orange tonight.
Yeah, there were a lot of red and orange last night. I would think some of the reds would be yellows now.
Yeah.
Some of the oranges would be green as Collins strikes out. Download the MLB app to get video highlights, live pitch-by-pitch, breaking news, player updates, stat leaderboards, and more for your Toronto Blue Jays. Just fun to be back at the ballpark. Nice homestand. Time was called there by home plate umpire David Rackley. Blue Jays are off to a good start this year at 11-6, playing some fun baseball. And boy, are people who are fans of this team excited about this team. I'm sure you've seen it in your couple of days in Toronto, walking around, getting your morning coffee and your mid-morning coffee and then your late morning coffee. I'm sure you're.
And then my ballpark coffee.
Ballpark coffee.
Yeah. Yes, they are. They are very excited, and what they're excited about is the Blue Jays. They're not really clicking on all cylinders, Dan, but they're winning ball games. They're finding ways to winning. They're getting great pitching. They're playing wonderful defense. They've had some clutch hitting, but they really haven't got the offense going like we have seen in the past, and we understand why.
Bogart's up with that, 2 down.
It's early. Pitchers, I think, are ahead of the hitters. Teo's been gone. Danny Jansen's been gone. So they've been finding ways to win.
Yep.
And I think that's what everybody's excited about.
And hoping to get some of the injured guys back pretty soon. You can see Teoscar Hernandez is feeling pretty good right now. Again, he took BP today. Hyunjin Ryu threw today. Danny Jansen caught him. Both of those guys on the IL. And Nate Pearson had another BP session down in Florida. They're looking to build Pearson back up. so that he can be at the very least a multi-inning option out of the bullpen. He could go to Buffalo and be a starter down there and have to work his way back to the big leagues, but hopefully they can keep him healthy, get him built back up, and see what he might be able to contribute. Tapia hits the ball in the air again, and Verdugo in left field will haul it in as the Blue Jays go in order. 2-1 Jays at the end of 6. Against Luka and the Mavs. Thursday at 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific on Sportsnet 360 and Sportsnet Now. How about another outstanding night for Kevin Gausman?
Yeah, back-to-back now against the Boston Red Sox. He followed up that masterpiece last time out with this one. 6 innings, 4 hits, no runs, walks, 9 punch-outs, and watch where all of these pitches are. These are the 19 swings and misses, just like his last start where he had 19 swings and misses. A lot of them off the splitter, 14 of them out of the strike zone. He had the Boston Red Sox hitters talking to themselves with that pitch. So he is finished after 6 innings. Trevor Richards will now take over, who last pitched in Houston an inning against the Astros.
The right-hander will face Kike Hernandez, Jackie Bradley Jr., and Bobby Dahlbeck, new catcher as well. Tyler Heineman, who has played sparingly for the Blue Jays, takes over for Zach Collins. Heineman, a superior defensive catcher. Collins just hit last half inning. Blue Jays have the lead. Hernandez a strikeout and a sacrifice fly. As Richards misses outside, a ball and a strike. Just 7 hits in the game, 4 for the Red Sox, 3 for the Blue Jays. He went around. You think of the fastball and the changeup with Richards, just like you think fastball splitter with Gausman, but Richards, like Gausman, will throw that slider.
Yeah, he'll throw the slider. His out pitch is that changeup, and it's a good one. The last time out, though, it took him a while. It took him 30 pitches to get through the inning. He just didn't have a feel for his pitches, but he battled them, gave up a couple of hits. No earned runs in that outing a couple days ago against the Houston Astros.
2 balls and 2 strikes on Hernandez. That one stays a little high, 3-2. He's done a nice job for the Blue Jays since coming over in the Rowdy Tellez deal from Milwaukee. Looks like Rafael Devers may be in play as a pinch hitter at some point tonight. Bouncer to Bichette at short. 1 down. Richards, an interesting story. A guy who was not drafted out of college. He pitched at Drury University in Springfield, Missouri, and nobody drafted him. And he went and played in the Frontier League, independent ball, for a year and a half. He said, I was lucky. I wasn't making any money, but where home was, where his family was near where his team was in the Frontier League, so he could live at home, save up a little money. But this is a guy who had to have all kinds of jobs in the offseason the first couple of years, just trying to get back into affiliated ball or get into affiliated ball. He worked in the insurance industry. He was a substitute teacher. And then he moved to Milwaukee and worked in the employee store at the Miller Brewery. These were all jobs he had in the offseason to try to make ends meet as he pursued his dream. And eventually he was signed by the Marlins, worked his way up through the system, got to the big leagues, then went to Tampa Bay, then went to Milwaukee, then came to Toronto. And he's a nice story. There aren't many undrafted guys who make it to the big leagues. He talked about one who was a teammate of his, Mike Brasso, who was with Tampa Bay, right? He was never drafted. So I think you got to root for these guys.
Yeah.
Like, he did not get here the easy way.
Yeah, he wasn't a big bonus baby of what you're saying. And you're seeing that more and more about guys going to independent ball. And if you can pitch, you can just keep pitching. And he goes to independent ball, someone's going to see you. And somebody did. And yeah, good for him to just keep after it. So easy, to quit and quit on yourself and say, okay, I can't do this. I need to get on with my life's work, but got a passion for this game.
And I asked him, did you always believe you could be a big leaguer. He said, I didn't really think about the big leagues, but I always said, you know, I can do this, and then he'd get promoted. I can do this, and just one step at a time. And he always had the changeup. There it is. 2 down.
Yeah, if you've got that one pitch and you can master it, you can get yourself to the big leagues and have a job for a long time. There's the changeup. That's a classic circle change where the index finger and the thumb basically are touching each other, like you're saying, hey, okay. And that thing just feathers right off your fingers, goes down and away to lefties.
And there's the slider. I asked him, you know, when did you get comfortable with the breaking ball? He said, really not till 2 years ago. He said, I was basically fastball change forever in college, even as a starter. I just didn't feel comfortable with the slider. But the last couple of years, he's felt more comfortable with it, and he uses it effectively against righties. There's another one. 0-2.
Well, after those 2 swings, throw it again. No fooling around.
And he did. Got a chase. Heineman down to Cateau, and the inning is over. What a nice inning for Trevor Richards. Every Sunday home game at Rogers Center is Junior Jays Day. There will be artists, games, prizes, and more. And kids can even run the bases just like the pros following the game. Visit BlueJays.com/tickets to get yours. Just had the 7th inning stretch here with the ballpark. A little okay Blue Jays, and Springer and Vladdy are in the spirit of things. Shocking.
And pretty soon they'll get it down. That wasn't bad.
Yep. Davis, Austin Davis back on the mound for the Red Sox as we go bottom 7. Have not seen Alejandro Kirk in the game tonight. Zach Collins started behind the plate. Now Tyler Heineman is in. 0-2 on Santiago Espinal, who has walked and had an RBI single that stands up as the difference in the game right now. And another base hit as Espinal takes one to the opposite field.
First baseman, number 29, Gosuke Kato.
When's the last time we heard a Rick Astley song as a walk-up song for a Toronto Blue Jay?
Never.
Yeah.
Never. That's a first. Never going to give you up.
Yep. He's played a nice first base tonight,
Yes.
don't you think?
Yes, he has. You know what capper would be? Get that first knock right
Yep.
here.
Looking for his first big league base hit. Shows bunt and takes it upstairs. Ball 1. He's reached on a fielder's choice and struck out. That got the attention of the infield. Arroyo is in on the grass. Dahlbeck is holding on Espinal at first. In the bottom of the order, trying to do whatever they can to manufacture a run or just get it turned back around to the top of the order with a threat going. Shows again, and he gets it down. Davis's only play is to first. Cateau with a sacrifice to advance the runner.
Outstanding fundamental baseball right there. Tough lefty on the mound. You're a left-handed batter. Square late. You don't want to square around too early and everybody will crash on you. He squared late and a textbook bunt. Look at the eyes right down that barrel of the bat. Watch the face, the head go down, put it down, keep it out in front, got the bat out in front of the plate, sacrifice bunt. Do a little bit of everything to help your team win.
So runner at second, 1 down for Bradley Zimmer, a walk and a strikeout. Boy, that's a big breaking ball that Austin Davis has. Tough for a lefty. pulled to first. Dahlbeck's got it. Goudeau to third, 2 down. Espinal to third on the ground, or excuse me, Espinal to third on the ground out by Zimmer. So 2 down in the inning now. And Will Venable, the acting manager, out to the mound. He wants the right-hander Ryan Brasier to face George Springer. 50-50 draw from Jays Care with a combined jackpot online and in stadium. All sales will be combined for the entire homestand. $85,000 already. You could also win an exclusive early bird prize tomorrow, a signed Vladimir Guerrero Jr. jersey. Go to BlueJays.com/5050. Ryan Brasier is into the game. 2-1 Blue Jays, bottom 7, a runner at third, 2 down.
Fastball, slider, occasional split. Be ready on that first pitch. His first pitch strike percentage, the best out of the bullpen at 70%.
Throw him a slider, 0-1. George Springer 1 for 3 tonight, had an RBI single in the third. Wouldn't chase that one, a ball and a strike. A clutch hit by Springer in the third, the RBI single. Espinal had a 2-out RBI single in the fourth. Now Springer looking to do it again here in the seventh. A foul ball, and good thing for the Red Sox that it was. That was all kinds of trouble.
Yeah, tricky hop for Arroyo over there at third base. You can see him looking back at that dirt area. Pretty good pitch to hit right there for George. It just pulled it foul.
The 1-2. Check swing foul off, or did it hit him? No, hit maybe the knob of the bat, so it's 1-2 still. Arroyo deep at third. Espinal can get a pretty good lead down the line. And Springer skies one to right field. Jogging in, Jackie Bradley Jr. to make the play, and the inning is over. 2-1 going to the eighth. Well, here's a giveaway you don't want to miss. Friday night, 3 nights from now, April the 29th, the first 15,000 fans will receive a Beau Float bobblehead. Visit BlueJays.com/tickets to get yours today. And get here early. Got to be one of the first 15,000 people in the building.
I bet you they're going to go real fast. Yeah. Somebody's going to want to get their hands on that thing.
On to the eighth inning here at Rogers Center. Dan Shulman, Pat Tabler, Arash Madani. A 2-1 lead for the Blue Jays, and out of the bullpen comes right-hander Jimmy Garcia.
Hard-throwing Jimmy Garcia started his big league career in 2014 with the Los Angeles Dodgers. They picked him up to fulfill this role right here. Eighth inning in front of Romano. He last worked a couple of times in that Houston series.
And off the bench comes Rafael Devers to pinch hit for Christian Arroyo. And a 4-man outfield alignment for the Blue Jays. Espinal is out and right. And a fastball away, ball 1.
Talked to some of the Boston Red Sox people today about Devers, and they feel like he's getting really close. Hit a couple of balls really hard in last night's game, and when he does that, it seems to kickstart him, and that bat starts to come alive.
Upstairs, ball 2. So Devers, then Christian Vasquez in the 9 spot, and then back around to the top to Trevor Story. the hitters that Jimmy Garcia will face here in the 8th inning. Yet another close game for the Blue Jays. Seems like every single game is tied or within a run late in the game. Got it by him. 2-1. Ripped into right field, a base hit.
We have talked about this in the past, what the 4-man outfield does. Yeah, a guy hits a lot of fly balls, but it also takes away some doubles. And I think if they're playing a conventional 3-man outfield, this is a double.
Yeah, I agree with you. Good
He
call.
gets on top of this thing and smokes it down the right field line, but because Santiago Espinal is out there, that's going to be a single. Holds him to a single. And it stayed in the ballpark, too.
So the tying run aboard for the Red Sox to begin the top of the 8th. And here's Christian Vasquez. 1 for 2, a base hit and a strikeout. Garcia has been terrific for the Blue Jays this year. Coming into tonight, 8 appearances, 8 innings, 1 unearned run. Veteran guy who's got some closing experience. Did that with the Marlins. Pitched in the playoffs last year with the Astros. And another example of why the Blue Jay bullpen is significantly improved over where it was for parts of last season.
Yeah, you fit him in that 8th inning. Everybody else slots down 1 inning.
And a base hit through the right side for Vasquez. Devers up to second on the play.
He is a tough out. He was trying to hit the ball to right field after that first swing. He was trying to hit that hole the other way. He is successful on that second pitch. Little inside out pitch. Yeah, the thumb might be hurting, but he's got himself a base hit.
So 2 on with nobody out, and now the top of the order. Trevor Story is up. He's 0 for 3 tonight. Espinal has come around to the left of the bag, so the Blue Jays are shifting. Cateau, the first baseman, playing well off the line. And down and away, ball 1. A little more stress now in that third base dugout with a couple of men on for the visitors. Good breaking ball there. 1-1.
Yeah, he's going to have to stay right there with that breaking ball if he's going to get Story. These two go back to their National League days, and Story's faced him 4 times. He's had a couple of hits, including a home run. So you're going to have to keep that slider away from him. Pitch away from that power.
Garcia's got his work cut out for him. First and second, nobody out. Top of the order up. And now the 1-1. Fastball chopped foul at the plate. A ball and 2 strikes.
Huge swing from Trevor Story on that sinker. Garcia's got that sinking fastball, and he's got a pretty good slider. He's just trying to bend that thing. It doesn't really go down. It goes sideways. He can catch them looking, or he can get them swinging. You can see the hitting coach is talking to Bogaerts about what that ball does from Jimmy Garcia.
1-2 on the way, and it's fouled off by Story. So the 2-seamer down and in, the sweeping breaking ball away.
Yeah, throw it as hard as you can. Try to spin it as hard as you can. Don't necessarily want it to go down or have to have it go down, but get a lot of break on it.
22,611 here at the ballpark tonight. A one-run game. And a drive up the alley in left center. Story's hit it hard, and that's going to hit the wall on the fly. Devers in to score. Vasquez will be held. And Trevor Story's RBI double has tied the game.
OJ has had some success against them. They go back to their National League days when Garcia's with the Marlins and the Dodgers. Story, a good low ball hitter from the Rockies. All over that slider, just spun over the plate, hits it off the wall, and ricochets back to Zimmer, who gets it back in quickly. 3 hard hit balls to lead off the 8th inning here.
And the Red Sox have tied it. Pete Walker, the pitching coach, is out to the mound. The bullpen is getting up again. And now it's 2nd and 3rd. Still nobody out in this tie game. It is David Phelps now starting to throw for the Blue Jays. It all started with Rafael Devers coming off the bench and picking up a base hit. I mean, they had it lined up the way they wanted to.
Yeah.
6 great innings from Gausman, and then Richards comes in, works the 7th, and Garcia was the obvious choice to be the guy in the 8th inning, and he's been lights out so far this year. But the Red Sox have gotten to him tonight. Infield in for the Blue Jays. Here's Verdugo.
Now you're just trying to cut off the run at the plate. Slow the damage right here. Slow down the Red Sox. Keep it minimal.
Inside, ball 1. And really getting into the teeth of the lineup right now. Verdugo up and Bogarts and Martinez behind him as Garcia falls behind 2 balls and no strikes. Garcia and Heineman can't get together on a side. Verdugo asks for time. On the outside corner, 2-1.
Any ground ball on the infield, right at an infielder, I'm sure the Red Sox, with just nobody out, will play it, make the ball go through. Not a lot of speed over there at third base, and Vasquez, you mentioned where they are in the lineup.
Down the left field line, long run for Tapia. He'll make the catch. Here comes Vasquez. Here comes the throw, not in time. And Story comes to third on the play as the Red Sox have the lead.
Some pretty good situational hitting by the Red Sox. Single, single, double. Get the ball into the outfield. Vasquez is going to score. Tapia is going to spin and get off a pretty decent throw. It's on target, but the ball was just too deep. Story tags up. So now the infield has to come in once again.
A 2-run 8th inning for the Red Sox to take the lead. Runner at third, 1 out. Bogarts the batter. He is 2 for 3 tonight. Boy, is he a tough out right now.
Yeah. Another multi-hit game for Xander.
Past a diving Chapman and down the line. In to score is Story. Bogarts on his way to second. It is now 4-2 for the Red Sox, and Charlie Montoyo is already out of the dugout and on his way to the mound. Boy, the first time this year that Jimmy Garcia has struggled, and the lead is gone. Boston now up by a couple.
Slider, good hitter, put it in play. The infield is in, so it gets by Chapman. 3 big runs so far here in the 8th.
Pitching change here at the ballpark. David Phelps on his way in. Presented by authority of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership, and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership. Another terrific night for Kevin Gausman. He left in line for a win, but 3 runs off Jimmy Garcia here in the 8th inning, of the Red Sox now lead 4-2. Frustration for Garcia in the dugout. David Phelps on the mound right now.
David worked a couple of days ago when the team was down in Houston. This is where they like to bring him in. They got some traffic on the bases. I'm going to try and figure a way to get through J.D. Martinez and Kike Hernandez, 2 really good hitters.
Martinez tonight 1 for 3, had a double in the 2nd. Facing Phelps, who last worked on Sunday, had a long inning through 29 pitches in an inning of work in Houston. Heineman, they get him. Boy, a good play. Martinez does not run well at all, and Heineman stayed with it and made a good play for the 2nd out.
And Tyler called off David Phelps. It might have been an easier play for Phelps to make that play, but Tyler came out of there busted, throwing down the mask. He called him off, and he did that slide, that pop-up slide where you pick up the ball. You can listen to him saying, I got it. Pop-up slide, good throw. Real nice play.
Heineman, a 30-year-old guy, brief stints with the Marlins and the Giants in recent years. This is his 3rd appearance in a big league game with the Blue Jays, as Kike Hernandez swings through it 0-1. So Bogaerts came to 3rd on the play, but there are 2 outs now. And right on the outside corner, it's 0-2.
Paintage with that ball.
Well, now that the Blue Jays are trailing, is Alejandro Kirk in play as a pinch hitter maybe? Tyler Heineman's due up 3rd.
I got to finish him off. Save that run at 3rd base.
Foul tip. Sure sounded like it. Ooh. I think Heineman is saying it was a foul tip. Phelps is. We heard it in our headsets.
Yeah.
That is not a reviewable play. Now, he can consult with the other umpires, but a foul tip is not a reviewable play. But it sure sounded like it to us.
Yeah, it did. Heineman thought it right away.
Something hit something. But Charlie's out to ask about it. Again, you can't review that. So it's ball 1. You're great at, I heard 2 distinct sounds. Did you hear 2 distinct sounds?
Yeah.
Okay. But
the last one, the ball going in the mitt.
Yeah.
For sure.
I mean, both Heineman and Phelps thought something was fishy there. 2-2.
And Kike was like going, no, I didn't foul tip that. Acting like, no, but sure sounded like it.
Meanwhile, Hansel Robles is up in the Red Sox pen. Two. It started with a Devers pinch hit, base hit. Story, Verdugo, and Bogaerts each driving in runs for the Red Sox here in the 8th. And the 2-2 again. Bounced weakly towards third. Chapman bare hands and throws, but can't get him. Hernandez runs too well. It wasn't hit hard at all, and that'll bring in another run to make it 5-2.
Yeah, now that play really hurts because it's going to cost the Blue Jays a run. Bogaerts is going to come in to score. Matt Chapman has a long way to go to come and get this one, but it's still a heck of a play. Bare hand, fired over there, but you're right, Kike runs too well, and he's thinking base hit, he's thinking RBI, and he beats it easily.
Jackie Bradley Jr. looks at a strike. He is 0 for 3. 5 runs, 9 hits now for the Red Sox. 2 runs on 4 hits for the Blue Jays. A 4-run 8th inning.
First time they've scored more than 4 runs since April the 17th. I mean, the offense has been dry for Boston.
The Blue Jays will have Bichette, Guerrero, and Heineman scheduled to come up in the bottom of the 8th. And again, could see Alejandro Kirk as a pinch hitter. Looks like he's getting ready. The noise you hear is the wave going around the ballpark. Blue Jays trying to get out of this top of the 8th. The bullpen has been so good for the most part this year, but the Red Sox getting to Jimmy Garcia tonight.
Yeah, Jimmy, you can close the books on him now. He's going to be charged with 4 earned runs on 4 hits in just a third of an inning for that bullpen tonight.
No balls and 2 strikes on Bradley. Tell you, considering it's not going all that great on the field right now, give the crowd a lot of credit. They got it going right now.
Trying to fire up the Jays, get them back in that dugout, see if the offense can come back tonight now.
Runner goes. Throw down is there in plenty of time. Heineman throws out Hernandez to retire the side, but the Red Sox now lead 5-2. Time once again for a Blue Jays Central update. Here are Jamie and Joe. Reminder that the first Junior Jays Day is this Sunday here at the ballpark. Artists, games, prizes, and more. And of course, if you're 14 and under, you can run the bases just like the pros do after the game. Visit BlueJays.com/tickets. 5-2 Red Sox going to the bottom of the 8th. Right-hander Hansel Robles in for Boston.
Well, isn't he off to a really nice start this year for the Boston Red Sox? There are his numbers. He hasn't given up an earned run in his last 21 outings for the Sox. Doesn't walk anybody. He's around the plate. Fastball, slider, splitter. He's a lot like Sawamura, who we saw earlier today. We'll use all 3 of those pitches. He's got an outstanding splitter, and he's been a very good setup man for the Boston Red Sox this season.
Rafael Devers stays in the game at third base after pinch hitting for Christian Arroyo. Red Sox 5, Blue Jays 2. Bo Bichette is going to lead it off. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is on deck. And we'll see if the Blue Jays can get some of this back here in the 8th inning. Bo is 0 for 2 with a walk. The Blue Jays have been held to just 4 hits on the night, all of them singles. Way up in the air to right center field, and it'll be Hernandez, the center fielder there, 1 down.
Robles has been great. He has really come into his own the last couple of seasons. He's durable. You can throw him if you want every single day. He has some experience at closing and in setting up, and never changes his facial expressions. He's the same guy out there against any hitter in any situation.
So now Vladdy 0 for 2 with a walk. Wanted to look one over, and he takes one in there at 96. Second game of a 4-game series. We've got another one for you tomorrow night. Ross Stripling will be on the mound for the Blue Jays. Michael Wacha for the Red Sox. Teammates at Texas A&M for a couple of years. And then they lived next door to each other for the 2 years there. And then in the off season, they were roommates after they got drafted. They went back to school and worked out together. They've known each other for years, and they'll oppose one another in the game tomorrow night.
Wacha, a former first-round draft pick of the St. Louis Cardinals, didn't spend much time in the minor leagues. He's had some big games, especially in the playoffs.
The 2-1 to Vladdy. Laced to deep center. Hernandez on the run, and he's there. 2 down. Just didn't quite get it up in the air enough.
Robles was able to just get that off the barrel also. He's got some good run and sink to that fastball. Vladdy just couldn't get to it. It just got in on him a little bit.
So 2 down, and Charlie Montoya will send Alejandro Kirk up as a pinch hitter. So Zach Collins started. Blue Jays took the lead. Tyler Heineman came in for defensive purposes. Red Sox took the lead. And now Kirk hitting for Heineman. And he'll look one over for a strike.
Quick pitching him.
Yes.
I think that's why he's looking him over, because the first pitch definitely was a quick pitch, and so was that one.
Fastball at the knees, and it's 1-2. And a base hit for Kirk. Off the glove of Story into shallow right field.
He's got that down, doesn't he?
Yeah.
You throw that ball away, he's just going to slap it the other way. Especially with 2 strikes. There's the splitter I was talking about. Stay on it as long as you can. Let that thing break. Just slap it by. Trevor Story into the outfield. Gets the pinch hit single. Surprised that they were playing him so far up the middle.
Yeah, I'm with
2 strikes.
Yeah. So a base runner with 2 down, and here's Matt Chapman 0 for 3. 5-2 bottom 8. And a swing and a miss, 0-1. Yankees are up 10-4 on the Orioles, top 8 in the Bronx. The Rays have lost 8-4 to Seattle. Anthony Rizzo with a couple of home runs for the Yankees tonight. Drove in 5. Two and 1 now on Chapman. Raimel Tapia waiting on deck and hoping for a shot here in the bottom of the 8th inning. He would represent the tying run if Chapman can get aboard. 3 balls and a strike.
Yeah, when you're facing elite relievers, and Robles has been elite. I told you he hasn't given up an earned run in his last 21 outings. He just had a streak of 20 consecutive scoreless outings snapped. When you're facing these types of relievers, you just hope you get a chance to bring that tying run to the plate. They're a pitch away from doing that.
Swung on and hit to deep left center. But Hernandez has room on this one as well. Some allowed outs, but no damage done, and it is still 5-2 Red Sox. Welcome back to Rogers Center. On to the top of the 9th inning. The Red Sox leading the Blue Jays 5-2. As always, Tabby and I are glad you're along with us. The bullpen didn't get the outs they needed to get. Offense still has 3 more outs, trying to get back into it, but none of that should overshadow another outstanding performance tonight by Kevin Gausman.
Yeah, they got the great starting pitching. You get that, you're going to win a lot of ball games. I thought he was even better tonight than he was against the Boston Red Sox the first time, because the last time was a little bit more of a surprise. They hadn't seen him since 2018. They just saw him last week, and I thought he was even better. 19 more swing and misses. The splitter was working. He really messed them up with a good fastball. He had a better fastball this time than the last time we faced him. And, you know, you get those kind of outings, Blue Jays are going to be just fine.
Ryan Borucki making his 2nd appearance of the season. His first one was very brief and went very well. He threw 2 pitches and got an out as Alejandro Kirk comes on now to catch after pinch hitting for Tyler Heineman. Borucki pitched Saturday in Houston and got Michael Brantley to ground out. Threw 2 fastballs, both at 97 miles an hour. We talked to him the next morning in the clubhouse, and he talked at length about a slight adjustment he's made in his hand position, how mechanically he feels much more comfortable, and how he can place the ball where he wants to much better than he's felt he could the last couple of years.
Yeah, and it's a very, very simple thing that he did. When he comes to the stretch, he's at the belt, and his hands go up instead of staying there. He says it really has freed him up. There's the hands that go up.
Charging Bichette, and a good throw to get him. Jackie Bradley Jr. retired 1 down.
You know, and he credits Anthony Telford that helped him. That's the guy, the former major leaguer who is in the Tampa area, where he works out with a lot of other players like Nate Pearson, Bowden Francis there. But Anthony Telford said, hey, why don't you try this? Raise your hands when your leg goes up. He said it just freed him up, and the ball was exploding out of his hand.
Telford, a former Baltimore Oriole, and even more notably, a former Montreal Expo. Had some good years with Montreal back in the 90s, and now running a baseball training facility down in the Tampa area.
Something as simple as that. You know, it's like a hitter saying, okay, put your hands right here and try this and tell me what you feel like. Said, man, it just synced up my whole body, my whole the lower half and my arm were catching up with each other. Before, it felt like I was always dragging my arm and I could never get it in that slot to get towards home. Now I feel like I can really throw.
And if he can get back to where he was 2-3 years ago, he becomes a valuable weapon as that second lefty in the bullpen.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And Charlie Montoyo, I asked him about that. I said, Charlie, how important is it to have 2 lefties that you can count on? Meza, and if it's Borucki, he said, boy, that would be really nice. Something really nice that I could go to. If I don't need one of them that day, I can give him a little bit of a blow. I'm not running a lefty out there every single time, just the one guy when I need him. I can give that guy a blow when I have to.
The 1-2 to Bobby Dahlbeck. And he missed just low. Meanwhile, a left-hander in the Red Sox bullpen. Another guy with a live arm. Jake Diekman is going to get the bottom of the 9th. Up and away, a full count.
And it didn't finish that one. Tried a couple of change-ups and just didn't finish that pitch.
Yeah, he's talked about making that a bigger part of the arsenal, reintroducing it along with the fastball and the slider. And he missed down and in to walk him. So a man on now as Devers comes up for the second time tonight. He got that 4-run uprising in the 8th inning, started with a pinch hit base hit. With a runner on, no 4-man outfield this time.
They are really bunching him in the middle of the diamond.
Boy, 97 just above the knees. If he can keep doing that, he's going to be okay.
Yeah, 0-2 to Dahlback, and he missed. Walked him on 4 straight pitches. Got to come right back and get this guy.
Good slider, 0-2. Christian Vasquez likes to get as streamlined a view of the pitches as he can. He gets as close to being behind home plate as anybody in baseball. I mean, you can see him right there. He's right in the. Barucki can see him. He's actually not that far away from the on deck circle here, but if I'm an opposing pitcher, I'm not sure I'm happy seeing him back there right behind the plate. Now he's moved a bit.
I like to do that. I used to like to go up there and see what that breaking ball was doing, see what it looked like coming out of the hand. Nice.
Devers waves at it, 2 down.
Yeah, pitchers might not like that, but you know, now you got a chance to face them. Pretty good breaking ball right there with 2 strikes. Everything working together, the spin, the rotation, and he hits the glove. He said he couldn't wait to get to spring training with what he found with his delivery.
Yeah.
He said he knew the first day of spring training, the first bullpen, he said, I knew my stuff was different.
So here is Vasquez with 2 down. You know, there was talk about Barucki back in the spring. He is out of options. So that's always a factor. You risk losing a guy if you try to send him down when he's out of options. But, you know, again, if he's throwing 97 and he's healthy, he's going to help the team. He's not going anywhere.
For sure. For sure. He ate up Michael Brantley the other day with that 2-seamer right in on his hands.
How does he do against righties? Bit of a different story. Again, he likes to throw that changeup to righties sometimes. He falls behind 2-0 here on Vasquez. That is Lourdes Gurriel Jr. alongside Dave Hudgens. So it looks like Lourdes may get a pinch hit at bat in the bottom of the 9th. Three and 0. Short lead at first by Dahlbeck, and the pitch, and it's outside. So he has gotten the 2 lefties, but he has walked the 2 righties. And now Trevor Story had an RBI double his last time up. The Blue Jays are due to send up Tapia, Espinal, and Cateau. 6, 7, and 8 in the bottom of the 9th, and Gurriel's going to hit for somebody. At the knees, 0-1.
Yeah, we were told that he can pinch hit. He got a little bit of a hamstring issue, but it's not that bad. He might be hitting third.
Now to play off to the right, and it's 1-2.
Remember last time Story got a slider out over the plate and hit a double. That was a big at bat in that inning where they scored the 4 runs to take the lead. If you're going to throw that slider, don't throw it over the plate.
Two on, 2 out, and a 1-2 count on Story. And the pitch. And a swing and a miss. He got him. And the side is retired. To the bottom of the 9th. The Blue Jays coming up, down by 3. The third game of this series comes your way tomorrow night. Blue Jays Central gets it all started at 6:30 Eastern. First pitch just after 7 o'clock. You can see it on Sportsnet 1 and Sportsnet Now. And we talked about it, guys who were teammates in a room together after they graduated. Michael Wacha and Ross Stripling on the mound tomorrow night, and then a day game Thursday. Look at this pitching matchup. Garrett Whitlock for the Red Sox and Alek Manoah for the Blue Jays. All kinds of baseball coming your way. The Blue Jays are down to their last 3 outs. They trail 5-2. And they've got their hands full right now, Tabby. When you talk about an uncomfortable at bat, Jake Diekman has a live arm.
Yeah, it's a save situation, but the Red Sox don't have that classic closer, that one guy. They've already had 4 different guys get saves for them this year. This is one of them, Diekman. Fastball slider for Diekman. It's been a rough patch for him right now, but he can be awfully tough with that slider.
Raimel Tapia leads it off. Shoots it down the left field line, and that's going to get down. A fair ball into the corner. It's a double for Tapia.
Down by 3 runs. Jake Diekman says, okay, I'm going to jump ahead real quick here with a first pitch fastball right down the middle. And Tapia, this Blue Jays team, they step into that batter's box, they are swinging. He gets a high fastball, slashes it down the left field line. Double to start the 9th.
Runner at second, nobody out. Crowd getting livelier. Santiago Espinal, the batter. He's had a good night. 2 for 2 and a walk. 95 inside corner, 0-1. And Lourdes Gurriel Jr. is out on the on-deck circle to bat for Gosuke Katoh. To right field. This could be trouble. This ball's down. Tapia around third, heading home. Espinal into second. It is 5-3.
That guy is always in the middle of everything that the Blue Jays have done this season. One ball down the left field line, another ball down the right field line. Espinal changes places with Tapia, and the Blue Jays inch a little bit closer. Fastball inside out. That ball slicing away from Jackie Bradley. No chance for him to get that. Tapia scores the run. Espinal drives in another, his 10th of the season, second one tonight.
What a night. On base 4 times, and that hit's going to get the tying run to the plate with nobody out. And it's Lourdes Gurriel Jr. to pinch hit with Matt Barnes now warming in the bullpen for the Red Sox. And the top of the order is not that far away. Gurriel hitting for Katoh in the 8th spot. Rally cap time. Gurriel is hot right now. A home run and a double in each of his last 2 games. Pulled foul. It's 0-1.
Yeah, those numbers alone, you know, he's been hot, and to keep him out of the lineup, that was tough, but they have him on the bench. Here he is. He's got a chance.
Infield back and a basically straight away. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Bradley Zimmer's on deck. He's in the 9 spot. Then it's around to the big bats at the top. Every game this team plays goes right down to the final out, it seems. Lays off a ball in the dirt.
Yeah, with the offense, you're never out of it. They have that ability when you get to that 9th inning, they just laser focus a little bit more, keep the pressure on. Gurriel's driven in a run in 4 straight ball games. There's another one out there for him.
One, two, down and in. A double by Tapia, a double by Espinal to drive him in. And the 2-2. Inside, ball 3. And his buddies are liking it.
Big pitch. Big pitch right here.
And he got him. Boy, nasty, nasty slider there, down and in.
Boy, you are not kidding. It ended up being a ball off the plate. You're thinking fastball. He throws that wicked slider. It lured us. Trying to keep that at bat alive. Can't get a piece of it.
So now Bradley Zimmer with 1 out. Another tough lefty-lefty matchup like he had last night when he bunted for a base hit. Slider for a strike.
You're going to get a slider from Jake Diekman. I think if you're Bradley Zimmer, sit on one.
Another one, and it's 0-2. George Springer on deck. The Blue Jays down to their final 2 outs. Zimmer representing the tying run. Lays off that one. Diekman 11 years in the big leagues. 15 career saves, just scattered here and there over his career. Fastball, and he froze him, and he got him, and there are 2 down.
He was looking for that slider, and Diekman said, I gave you 3 of them. That time he throws the fastball, catches plenty of the plate. It's a really interesting matchup right here. I thought they might go to the right-hander Matt Barnes. Then they don't have a guy who is their closer. They don't say, hey, you're my closer, you're my guy. So Springer gets to face the lefty.
And takes a 96-mile-an-hour fastball at the top of the zone for a strike. Springer's had 5 plate appearances in his career against Diekman, 0 for 2 with 3 walks. One and one on Springer. Espinal at second, 2 down. And the pitch from Diekman. Upstairs, ball 2.
He's locking in. He's locking in. Give me a fastball.
Barnes continues to throw every now and again in the Red Sox bullpen. At one point, Barnes was the closer, was an all-star. I mean, he's had some really good years, but as you said, they don't really have a guy that they throw out there every time now in a save situation.
They look for matchups. This inning with the lefties coming up, they went with Diekman.
2-1. And a drive to center. Well hit. Gone. George Springer has tied the game in the bottom of the 9th.
He did it to the Red Sox last year in this ballpark. He does it to them again this year. Told you he was locking in. That one pitch, that high fastball that he took, you could tell he was locking in on that fastball. He got another one a little bit lower. And with one swing, ties this bad boy up.
Boy, a healthy George Springer is something else, isn't it?
Wow. Clutch man.
What a scene here at Rogers Center. Pitching change for the Red Sox. The Blue Jays have tied the game with 3 in the bottom of the 9th.
There's that fastball, a little bit lower than that previous one, right where he likes it. They have been feeding him high fastballs. He waited for one to come down. See ya.
He's having any fun?
He knew it too. As soon as he hit it, he knew it.
You betcha. I don't know who's having more fun, the players or the fans.
Or the broadcasters.
And let's not forget Tapia and Espinal, each of them with a double to get it started and set the table for George Springer as the Blue Jays have tied it in the bottom of the 9th. Oh, what a game. Tough one for Diekman.
Or you're on adrenaline now. That was something. Turning that fastball around. Got the fans into it. And now it's over to Matt Barnes. Barnes is one of those players who has a save. He's 1 for 1 in save opportunities this year. He's thrown 5 innings. He's given up 4 earned runs. Teams hitting .250 against him. Big fastball, big curveball. Blue Jays have seen plenty of him in the past.
Bo Bichette is the batter, the guy who hit the grand slam in the bottom of the 8th last night. Gave him a fastball, and Bo went after it with everything he's got. This is the home run. Look at Bo knows it. He's on deck right away. No doubt about it. The 0-1. Shot to the left side of the infield. Devers with a really good play to get Bichette and end the inning. But what a bottom of the ninth it is for the Blue Jays, as George Springer has tied the game, and it's on to extras. What a ball game. But so what else is new? Every day brings so much excitement and a close game. Every game this team plays in has been like this. The Blue Jays score 3 in the bottom of the ninth. George Springer with the Blue Jays down to their final out. It's a home run to deep center field off Jake Diekman to tie it at 5. It's on to the 10th, and here is Jordan Romano.
Yeah, Charlie Montoya pushing all the right buttons, and this one he brings his closer in. You want a quick resolution right here. Get through this inning, see if you can win it in the bottom of the inning. Last time he was on the mound, that was on Sunday. He gave up that walk-off home run. So as a pitcher, you want to get out there right away. Get me back out there as soon as possible. A chance now to win the game.
Lourdes Gurriel Jr., who pinch hit for Gosuke Katoh, stays in the game at first base. And the runner at second for the Red Sox is Trevor Story. It'll be Alex Verdugo, Xander Bogaerts, and J.D. Martinez for the Red Sox here in the 10th, after Springer tied it in the bottom of the ninth. And Alejandro Kirk is heading out to the mound right away for a conversation with Romano.
Pitch count.
Yep.
It's a pitch count thing. I was asking Kirk about that today. I said, how do you like that pitch count? He says, I love it. I love it because it speeds up the game. And he says, I don't have to worry about putting all these signs down where the opposition can steal the signs. Just press a button. I can keep my pitcher in a nice little rhythm. So he's all in favor of it.
Romano with his first appearance since Sunday in Houston when Jeremy Pena entered the game. And he starts Verdugo with a slider inside for ball 1. Verdugo 0 for 3 and also has a sacrifice fly in this game. You can see Bogaerts behind the plate checking out Romano as he watches. A one-hopper to Bo Bichette, who will make the play as they get Verdugo, but Story comes to third.
We're right in trouble with that runner starting out at second base. Verdugo pulls the ball to get him over to third base. Now it's up to Jordan to see if he can stop a hot hitter.
A very hot hitter in Xander Bogaerts, 3 for 4 tonight with 2 singles and a double, hitting .368 now on the season. Boy, what a matchup this is. First pitch, fastball, and he fouled it back. 0-1.
I think if you're Will Venable, also the manager of the Boston Red Sox, what do you do here? You're in the middle of their lineup. You got some good RBI guys in Bogaerts and Martinez. Do you start that runner at third base on a ground ball? Do you take a chance on the contact play if you're Trevor Story? Or do you wait? Because there's a pretty good RBI guy on deck too.
The 0-1 inside, a ball and a strike. J.D. Martinez, the on deck hitter that Tabby was referring to. Chapman, Bichette, Espinal, and Gurriel left to right on the infield. The middle infielders on the cut of the grass is always Chapman a little bit deeper at third to give him a little bit more range. 1-1. 1-2.
He can look silly on one pitch and then come back and make the adjustment. So if If you're going to get them, you're going to have to make a good pitch.
Romano sets, and the 1-2 pitch up and in, and look out. Bogaerts just did get out of the way of that. I think he threw the bat and hit Kirk with the bat inadvertently, and he apologized to Kirk over that, but you can't blame him. That was pure self-defense there from Bogaerts.
Pull the hands in, drop the bat, get out of the way. Good hitters can cover that outside pitch on that slider, and he's got respect for that slider away, so he was diving out over the plate, trying to take away that slider.
The 2-2. Knocked down by Romano, and they'll get the out at first. The runner has to hold.
Yeah, it's going to bring Charlie Montoyo, Jose Menestral, the trainer, just to check on Jordan to make sure he's okay. Not sure where it hit. Did it get glove? Looked like he knocked it down with the leather.
At least partially did look that way.
How about the presence of mind to check that runner at third base after that bullet right at you?
You know, that ball came off the bat at over 102 miles an hour. And after he releases the pitch, Romano's probably about 55 feet away from the plate. Knocked it down, made the play. He's okay. With 2 outs now, the infield can back up. Story still at third. And the batter is J.D. Martinez. Fastball, and he beat him. Martinez late on that.
Good hitters will sit on counts and sit on pitches. JD looked like he was sitting on a breaking ball. Romano's fastball starting to inch up there a little bit more.
Well, you talk about reading swings. Do you stay with the fastball based on what you just saw?
I would. High fastball.
Fastball 0-2. Trying to hear over the noise with PitchCom what the call is, what the pitch is. Story stunting down the line a bit at third. 0-2. And a fastball fouled back. Well, he's kind of got the eye of the tiger look right now, doesn't he? Look at those eyes. He's all business. Again, trying to make sure that he can hear the pitch that Kirk is calling. Does he stay with the fastball one more time? You betcha. How about that from Jordan Romano? Nothing across for the Red Sox. The Blue Jays coming up in the bottom of the 10th. They'll have a runner at second to start it, and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. to lead it off when we come back. Just tonight, Tabby, last August, Matt Barnes on the mound, and a 3-run homer in the bottom of the 8th to turn a 2-run deficit into a 1-run lead.
Yeah, against his former college teammate. He took him large. Blue Jays won that game 9-8. And you talk about flair for the dramatic. This time, Jake Diekman fastball almost in the same spot that he hit the home run last year. Tied it up with that 2-out home run in the 9th inning. That's why we sit here in the 10th inning tied up as Springer clutching up for the Jays.
Top half of the inning, a phenomenal job by Jordan Romano. The Red Sox don't score, and as we talked about during the break and speculated, they're going to put Vladdy on, and this is the move, right? But Bichette's at second, 1 run wins it. there is no reason in the world for them to pitch to Guerrero.
No, they didn't do it when the team was in Fenway last week. They're not going to do it in this pressure-packed situation. Now a chance for Alejandro Kirk, who didn't start the game, chance to win it.
So first and second, nobody out. 1 run wins it. Fans are booing. You can understand that. But the Red Sox would have been out of their minds to do anything but what they just did. So here's Kirk. And a curveball over for a strike. Second at bat for Kirk tonight. Came off the bench as a pinch hitter, had a base hit to right field in the 8th inning.
Why is the first baseman so far in? They're not going to bunt. It's almost like he's expecting them to bunt. Kirky's not going to bunt. Cross him up.
Good speed out at second. The potential winning run, Bo Bichette. Springer tied it in the 9th, and hoping there's a celebration coming soon in the 10th. And Barnes and Vasquez making sure they're using the same set of signs.
He needs to go out there and talk to him. You don't want any mistakes now.
The 0-1 to Kirk. Ooh, Tabby.
Hanger.
He had a pitch.
And he knows it too. You know what? You gotta have a short memory. Forget about that last one. You're still in tough against Matt Barnes, but here's that breaking ball, and he's got a good one. Kirk sees it and fouls it off.
Springer knew he just missed it. Kirk, a tough guy to strike out. He can put the bat on the ball. 0-2. Lays off. If you're Kirk, you're just thinking about hit it hard somewhere, right? Let's see what happens.
Make contact. He's got that nice inside out swing working. He's hit a lot of balls to right field. And I think if you're Bo Bichette and Vladimir Guerrero, you got to freeze on a line drive. I know you want to score a run, but you got to freeze on a line drive.
1 ball, 2 strikes. A check on Bichette. And the pitch. Up high. The Red Sox got 4 in the top of the 8th to take a 5-2 lead after a tremendous performance from Kevin Gausman. And then the Blue Jays came back with 3 in the bottom of the 9th. Jordan Romano outstanding in the top of the 10th. Ground out, strikeout. Did not allow that runner who started the inning at second to score. Now Kirk and the Jays trying to win it bottom half. 2-2. Full count. The inning began, of course, with a runner at second. That's Bo Bichette. Good speed. The Red Sox wanted nothing to do with Vladdy. They walked him. Kirk is up. Chapman is next. (3-2). Slashed foul, right side.
That's his game right there. Stay on that ball. Not really sure what he's going to throw. He's just 0 for 1 against Matt Barnes in his career, so there's not a lot of history of how he's pitched to him. Stay with your game plan. Your strength is the other way.
The battle continues between Barnes and Kirk. Bichette and Guerrero have their leads. And again, the 3-2 pitch, and he lays off and takes the walk to load the bases. What a job by Kirk.
What a great approach at the plate. Now everybody's got to come in. Infielders and outfielders.
Matt Chapman is the batter. Oh for 4 on the night.
They're trying to get the outfielders to move in. What you want to do is you want to take away the line drive base hit into the outfield. Anything deep, the game's over.
Now Jackie Bradley keeps walking in and right. He was yelling at Kike Hernandez in center. Hernandez is coming a couple of steps.
They need to come in further.
Barnes and Chapman. Curveball for a strike. The 0-1. Did he go? He did not. 1 ball and 1 strike.
You got to tell yourself, see it out of his hands. Don't commit until you read that pitch. Barnes has a big breaking ball.
One and one. Bichette inching down the line. And a curveball on the corner, 1-2. Another pressure-packed game. The last 10 games or so have just been unbelievable. How close they've all been. 1-2. And
nice.
A close take there, 2-2.
Chapman is choking up on that bat just a little bit. Matt's trying to make some contact. Sees the curveball out of his hand. It's off the plate. Infield in. Hit something hard here.
Barnes sets. And the 2-2. Fastball gets him for strike 3 called and the first out of the inning. And here comes Will Venable, the acting manager, with the absence of Alex Cora. After that first out, he's going to make a pitching change.
Yeah, Matt was looking for another breaking ball, and Barnes throws the fastball, gets a big strikeout.
Righty out, lefty Strom coming in. Matt Strom is into the game for the Red Sox, and he is being brought in specifically to face the left-hand hitting Raimel Tapia.
Yeah, and he faced him last night. Strom got in the game last night and was the eventual loser. He faced Tapia and gave up a ground out to him, then a couple of base hits. Blue Jays would go on to win that ball game. Strom, you could see him tell him, hey, come back or I'm coming home. Looks like the Boston Red Sox are going to play a 5-man infield.
Yep, Kike Hernandez, who can play anywhere, has come back into the infield. Did this a lot with the Dodgers, so they've got 5 infielders and 2 outfielders, trying to plug up every possible spot as best they can on the infield. Raimel Tapia, the batter, a guy who makes a ton of contact. Can he find a way to get one through the infield? 0-1. Asking the umpire, David Arackley, if it was a strike. The inning began with Bo Bichette out at second. An intentional walk to Vladimir Guerrero. Alejandro Kirk worked a walk to load him up with nobody out. Matt Chapman struck out. Tapia trying to win it. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. 0-2.
Now you got to cut that swing down just a little bit and make contact. That's his MO. Doesn't strike out a lot, puts the ball in play.
The guy who's been in the middle of a lot of things tonight, Santiago Espinal, is on deck, and he had a base hit off Strom last night. The set, And the 0-2. Down the left field line, foul territory and over the netting into the seats. Boy, that would have been an interesting one. Like if Devers makes like an over the shoulder catch only about 140 feet from the plate, Bo's going.
Remember, he tagged up on a short fly ball this week when the second baseman and the shortstop collided in shallow center field. So he was locked and loaded, ready to go.
Count remains 0-2 on Tapia. All 5 infielders in. Again, the 0-2, and it's up and away. Ball 1. Again, if you're Tapia, the mindset's got to be just put it in play.
Just put it in play.
See what happens.
Slash one down the line like you did last time. He stayed in there against Jake Diekman nicely and slashed one down the left field line. Got to do the same approach here against another tough lefty.
The 1-2. Bounces it foul. The Blue Jays came into the game with a short bench, just 3 players, and they have used them all. Heineman, Kirk, and Gurriel. Strom, a long look into Vasquez, now has the one he's looking for. Again, the 1-2. And back out of play. Everybody who stayed, Tabby, in the lower deck, they're all standing. There's nobody sitting down in the lower deck. Tapia trying to walk it off. 1-2 again, and he takes it low. Ball 2. Barnes out of the game. Strom, the 8th pitcher of the night for the Red Sox. Bichette the lead at third. The 2-2 to Tapia. Fouls off another one.
He's getting some pitches to hit. I mean, Strom's challenging him. Good fastball at 96 miles an hour. Stay focused. Stay with your game plan. If you're Raimel.
You saw Espinal waiting on deck. If it gets to him, Tapia asks for time. The set by Strom, and again the 2-2, and it's sent to left field. Verdugo makes the catch. Here comes Bichette, and the Blue Jays win it.
What an at-bat by Raimel Tapia against a tough lefty. He fell behind. He stayed with his game plan and eventually won that one with that drive to left field. How about the Blue Jays, the never say die Blue Jays?
Tapia with 2 huge at-bats late in this game. The Springer home run, of course, was monstrous in the 9th. What Romano did in the top of the 10th should not be forgotten. And what a moment. You know, you come to a new team and you want a moment to really feel like a part of the team. Tapia's had his night here.
Yeah, that's it. That's what he does. Doesn't strike out a lot. Put the ball in play. The Kirk at bat was huge against Matt Barnes, setting up this fly ball. Bo's got plenty of speed to score the game winner. And the Blue Jays take game 2 of this 4-gamer.
They knew it was deep enough. Get ready to celebrate. And away they go. Let's go down to the field. Here's Arash Madani.
George, is this April or is this October?
That's just a good game for us all around. I mean, the atmosphere is electric, so it's awesome.
George, for Tapia to come to a new team, understand the situation, have such a big at-bat there that continue to go on and on. What does that say about this team understanding situational baseball?
It's about the small things. And, you know, that's a heck of an at-bat right there. Our team needed it, so, man, you know, hats off to Tap.
8 times this team has played 1-run games, and the Blue Jays have won 6 of them. What is it about this group that when it's all on the line, it delivers?
Resilient, I guess. You know, we're not going to quit. We're going to keep fighting. Obviously, this is a great place to play, so we thank all y'all.
That's cold. Your 200th career home run today, George. It's been a long journey for you personally. And you do it to tie the game, to send it to extras. What is it about the bigger moments that brings out the best in you?
You just got to have fun. Enjoy the moment. I mean, this is why we play the game, for moments like this. So, again, to have the crowd behind us, you know, to be home, to be in our city and our ballpark, it means the world.
George, thanks.
All right.
Dan?
Arash, thank you very much. What a ball game. The Blue Jays get 3 in the 9th to tie it, 1 in the 10th to win it. The Gatorade shower, you knew that was coming. Much more coming on Sportsnet Central. Here are Ken and Ivanka.